There is no response from Herr Joseph, so I assume we are beginning. Very well. Very well.
No, we're recording. Excellent.
We pick up from where we left off. The camera slowly fading it again from a bright, acrid white. As Nigel, you come to. The world around you is flame and cinder. Fallen trees lay everywhere, leaves blown off. The sky is black, and people are screaming, collapsing, and tearing at their own flesh. You yourself are battered and bruised, have been flung God knows how many meters into the tree line. Roll me 86.
Sure. Flat, I presume.
Just flat. 4. You take 4 damage as you're
Alright.
blown away by this atomic blast. As you now see the mushroom cloud festooned upon the other side of the riverbank away from you. All signs of the gunfight that was happening before outside the compound have ceased. And you're sort of just still getting your bearings. You turn, you see Dougal lying just on a crumpled heap, motionless, blood pouring out of his temple. It seems you've been flung some distance from where you were watching the battle, or by this explosion. The last thing you heard over the radio was easy peasy. You hear, and all you hear from your watch, your PDA, is as it begins to count the radiation
Ah, yes, excellent.
seeping out from the blast. What would you like to do?
First of all, how do I actually track 4 damage?
So, if you go on to CompCon,
Yeah.
you go into your character sheet. Where is it? Oh, you can't edit that now. Well, you've got 10,
Yeah.
so just count down to 6.
Oh, well, it says I've got 11.
Oh, maybe because you got 11.
Okay.
I think I've got an old version of your sheet.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because I can track like the mech HP, but I don't see
Just
how
keep
to
a mental
track
note that
anyone.
you've been injured in this
Okay.
blast. You've
That's
been
fine, that's
flung
fine.
through trees and undergrowth. Bits of
Okay.
rubble have hit you. Some bounced off your armor, but you're bloody and bruised, basically.
Yeah.
Dougal's faring far worse, lying just completely unconscious.
First things first. I've forgotten the name of the other mech, the other corpo, Mawashi or something. Or...
Other mech corporation, or the other megacorp that were here, were the Marrakesh Trade Association.
Marrakesh. Obviously, I was watching them shooting into the base and stuff. As I come to stand up and look that direction again, in terms of them specifically, what do I see?
It seems like a few of their mechs have floundered due to the blast and weren't able to stabilize themselves in time. And they're currently just scanning the area. It seems like they've completely sealed their mechs. They're not gunning down people because everybody's fucking dying of radiation and exposure.
Fair.
And they're sort of just it seems like they're in shock, like they're regrouping themselves because they've just been fucking nuked.
Okay. How many was there of them in total? Was it 6?
I believe it was 4 that you've seen.
Okay. Are all 4 still up, or were any knocked down?
Two of them seem to have been knocked down. None of them were destroyed. Nothing was close enough to the blast to be destroyed. You see scraped and dent marks in their armor where, small bits of fucking metal and firearms and whatever was in the base has been flung into them, but not enough to actually damage the shell of the mech itself.
Okay.
But around them, the workers and the security forces that were defending the Yaratov facility have just been decimated by the explosion, especially the lightly armored ones, the human fighters. People are missing legs. People have got fucking bits of branch driven through them by the explosion
Mm.
and have been impaled, and
Okay.
are currently dying of radiation poisoning. So they're not doing too great. The RSF mechs themselves seem to have been sheltered mostly from the blast, as they are taking cover behind the facility itself.
Hmm.
But they're also just like to keep it up. They've not opened up the gunfight again,
Yeah.
but they're also just like, okay, they're, you know, everybody's still on alert, but nobody's like, it's like you've dropped a grenade into a fist fight. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck's that?
Yeah. So all the lancers are
Are-
basically standing
are we
still.
still-
Like
are
that's
we
that
still-
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, like, are we still fighting? Like, we just got fucking nuked. Both of us
Yeah.
got nuked.
Okay.
So,
In that case, I would like to grab Dougal.
Mhm.
I will fireman's lift him,
yep.
and I would like to make my way to our two mechs.
Very well. You lift Dougal, hoist him over your back, and as you turn and look into the forest, you can see that was what was once a lush, dense tropical rainforest has just been laid to waste. The tree branches are bare, the undergrowth is withering and dying as you watch it. Some trees themselves have been completely knocked over, blown flat by the blast.
Wow. Can I
Um,
actually like see our mechs? Has it that much been
you,
like knocked down,
you-
or?
you can see where you left your mechs. You don't see them as it's
That's
just been
okay.
flattened.
That's
They've
fine. I mean,
obviously also
That's good.
hit by the
Because no one
blast
else
and
can see
then
them.
flung somewhere or are buried under the foliage
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the trees that have came down.
That's okay.
Very well. You make your way back. It's a tougher climb, both because you're carrying Dougal and also because you're having to climb over fucking bits of broken tree and the odd bit of fire on the ground still.
Imagine my leg's pretty bad. That's why I feel
yeah.
like I got badly hurt was like my leg or something.
Yeah, you probably took a shrapnel wound to it, I imagine, like
Yeah.
a branch or a fucking high velocity rock or whatever just shredded it.
Yeah. That's fine. Once I get there,
Mhm.
I would like to what do you call it?
As you sort of climb up a bunch of trees that have fallen, one of the great redwoods that has just been ripped out of the ground, you do see one of the mechs lying, cockpit still open, splayed out almost in one of the trees. Like it's been
Okay.
blown away and like something's crashed into it. It's fucking pretty battered. You
Okay.
can see the outer armor has been dented and like shoved in places, and one of the arms is twisted.
Does it look like it's Dougal's or mine?
It looks like it's Dougal's. I believe his was number 2.
Okay. I would like to put him into it,
Uh-huh.
and attempt to like power it on.
It's still powered on. When you
Okay.
put Dougal into it, you sort of like launch him in. The AI inside goes, pilot detected. Nuclear blast warning. Sealing valves. And it seals
Perfect.
itself up. As the
That's
hatch
exactly
closes.
what I wanted.
And you hear lock. And then you hear the air filters inside were on. And started to clean the air, scrubbing it clean before he breathes it in.
Am I able to give? I can give this commands, right? The AI on this.
You can give it simple commands, yes, I believe.
Okay. I would like to tell it to try and think distances. March about 7 or 8 kilometers straight east.
Mhm.
Then turn
East
north.
would be through the base. No,
Sorry.
no, east is...
No wait. Yeah, no. We're
Yes,
we're on
the
the east
correct
side right now. Yeah.
correct direction, yes. Sorry.
But 8 kilometers east.
Mhm.
And then directly north to our outpost.
I assume through your PDA you can just like set a GPS marker
Yeah,
on it, and be
basically
like,
just
"Re-
I just
return here."
said it like the the
I imagine it's got some sort of like return home feature to keep the pilots disabled or knocked out.
yeah,
so you
but I
can
don't want it
activate
to go like straight there.
Okay. Yeah, you can edit that, no problem. You
So, like,
plug in the
sitting up.
commands.
Okay,
Sort of like whirs into life and begins very robotically marching back.
that's fine. Okay, the baggage is gone. So now, where is
Mhm.
my mech?
You sort of scan about. Give me a spot check.
Sure. What is my spot? Did I upgrade it or not? Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Spot is still +2. So. Ham.
Then, Snuff. Snuff, you spot what looks to be one of the armor plates of your mech, like underneath some foliage. Some like down branches and trees. And as you sort of creep closer, limping a wee bit, you do spot that your mech has been almost pinned by a tree that's fallen over it. The hatch closing automatically to stop it from being broken off.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't. It looks trapped. But you know from your own experience that your mech can easily just push this thing off and stand up again. It's just
Okay.
inactive right now because the AI has no reason to move.
Fair. Yeah, I would like to climb into it.
Uh-huh. You climb in. I don't know if your mech's got a different voice than Dougal's, but I imagine it's the same sort of.
I imagine it's
basic.
the same AI in all of them.
Yeah, it's the basic 180 like class AI, and it's like nuclear blast detected. Beginning air scrubbing procedure. Locking mech, and it locks up, and you taste the accurate tang of artificial air again as it begins scrubbing the air clean.
Okay.
Detecting heightened radiation levels in pilot. Please find medical treatment. ASAP.
That's gonna be my question actually. Is there like inside a Lancer, is there like some sort of like small like first aid kit?
I imagine there is, yeah.
Yeah, I would first of all probably well, I basically would like to if I've got like a pretty bad like leg wound, I imagine. Slap some fucking alcohol on that and throw a bit of gauze on it. Get that
I
all out
imagine
of the way.
it's got gauze, it's got like medical gel, which like also like antiseptic, anesthetic sort of thing, and
Yeah. Throw that
it's
on
got
all
enough
that
to
stuff.
treat light wounds, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which you have. So.
And then does it have like some sort of like syringes or like something for like radiation shit? Or
I wouldn't think so.
nah, that's okay.
I wouldn't think it has that level of like medical facility on it.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Mech whirs into life. You look at like the little panel which reads out your Lancer flight.
Mhm.
As the screen sort of boot up again and restart after the EMP blast. And Dougal reads orange, mech damaged but operational.
Sorry.
Where is my fucking... There we go. Gav reads green. He seems like he was out of the blast. He was safe. His mech status reads that he's returning to the staging area to regroup, considering he didn't know what just happened.
Yep.
And Sergei's red and is crossed out. Mech unoperational.
Okay. I presume Sergei's dead. Straight up.
Well, at this point, do you mind if we cut back to Sergei quickly?
Absolutely, go for it.
Sergei.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a d12.
Ooh, oh, Christ. Okay. 2.
Okay. No problem. Sergei, you close your eyes like they've seen at the end of the last episode. It's easy peasy. So this enemy Lancer, which is accosting you, the centaur looking one, and you blow the nuke. And you experience a brief moment of euphoria and weightlessness. And then you realize, hold on, I'm in the air. Before, with a crash and a massive bang and screeching of metal, the lights go out. Not like you've closed your eyes, but like boom, you're knocked unconscious. As you are flown a great distance by this explosion. Mitigated somewhat by the fact that you were lying down.
Okay.
Time passes. You have no idea how much time passes. Your eyes creep open again. Your mech seems to have withstood most of the damage itself, with you only taking light wounds, bruised in the arms, maybe a small bruise in the back of the head where you smashed your head off the headrest. But as you wake up and you look around the inside of your cockpit, the screens that are normally a bright blue fluorescent, like CRT screens, not CRT screens, they're flat screens, but they have that sort of like CRT text on them. They're black. The only light in the cockpit is the red emergency light over the hatch, which is now just on a dull red color.
I'd just like to flick through my mech just to make sure that it's goosed.
You flick buttons, you try to hit the emergency power, start the emergency generator, nothing reacts.
I would like to hit the emergency release on the door.
Slam the emergency release. You hear the bolts, and you see it judder as it tries to release, but it freezes.
I would like to kick it.
You kick it.
Like a cinematically kicking it open.
Like a strength grit check.
Can I do hack or fix?
No.
Hack it wide open or totally wreck, disable, or sabotage?
No. You're not hacking or trying to disable this disabled mech.
17.
17. You boom, kick this, you brace yourself against the chair. It rings like a bell as you kick it. But it doesn't move.
Can I attempt to try to hack the door open?
Explain to me how you hack this powerless mech.
So my third arm has specialty tools, including but not limited to a welding gun. Yes.
So you wish to cut your way out of the mech?
Yes. At least to try to
Why
get.
didn't you just say that?
Still not hacking.
No, but I'm the actual thing is to actually is hacking. That's one of the things.
Yeah, you can attempt to cut your way out of the mech.
Wonderful.
Using your wrist-mounted plasma torch. You know it will take some time to cut your way through the armor and out.
Even if I go through the door, even if I go through the door to try and go around the hinges or whatever.
Yes, you can attempt to do that and save time. Make me a hack roll then. I'll let you use that.
Sure thing. It's rolling.
Ooh.
Why is it taking so long to roll? I don't like that.
That's just roll 20 for you, bud.
Hey, 18.
18. You think, okay, if I cut the hinges, the door will fly off easier. Much easier to escape. You cut the hinges, and again you push, trying to lever it off. You feel it give slightly, like the metal bend, but it doesn't seem to move. You think, hold on. The emergency release would have blown the hinges. Like, it should shoot off like a fucking airplane canopy.
Oh god,
am
I lying down on it?
And then you look, and it seems like the metal has almost melted together. Like it's fused from the heat of the blast.
Okay.
And you know you're going to have to cut your way out the whole way.
Alright.
I assume you just set to it.
I set to it. I would like to try to preserve as much of the actual integrity of the actual mech itself. Like as in the actual titanium frame rather than just the armor that goes around it.
Yeah, you're just cutting like the upper hatch off. You're not actually cutting any way through the skeleton. Yeah.
I am happy with that.
Unless you're going through the other way. But that wouldn't make much sense, so
No.
yeah, no problem. You begin doing this. We get a wide angle view of the cockpit if you braced up against it. Sort of just slowly cutting with one arm, this bright blue flame illuminating your face as you begin to sweat and breathe in the toxic fumes of melting steel. Titanium.
I believe that... No, I'll be okay. I'll keep going.
Yes.
We'll cut back to you in this time. What do you do?
I think. Because, as always, Nigel's priority is the mission. I would like to... Okay. In my mech, would like to creep back as close as I can to a point where I can see the base again.
Yep.
Specifically the other corporation whose name I've forgotten again. I want to see them. But I would like to, move with as many systems off as I can to like
Yeah,
have
you
as small
wanna
ping as possible.
you wanna go silent pretty much. No
Silent running,
problem.
please.
Give me some sort of silent running stealth check then for that to see how well you evade
Okay.
detection.
Um.
As you look at your own screens and monitor, you can see that the radar is still scrambled.
Okay.
Your sensors are scrambled. The amount of radiation and metal fragments that are now in the air is making it hard to detect anything at
Hmm.
all that isn't extremely close range or that you can see on your monitors.
Does Act Unseen Unheard apply?
I'll let it apply, yeah.
Cool. I also have the Infiltrator pilot talent as an X, so like I don't know if that helps, but
They might stack.
I think
But
Infiltrator
probably,
is more like it seems to be. It's like more for
seems like
stuff
a more
during
combat thing.
combat.
Yeah, it seems like a more combat thing. So
Yeah, I think
act
it's a
on scene
combat.
on it's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's a +5. 15.
15? Yeah, you creep close enough, as much making as much use as the collapsed trees and foliage as you can.
Yeah.
And as you crest the small rise coming back into the south side of this base, you see the bright sparks of laser fire again. As the Marrakesh mechs have obviously decided it's not our fucking problem to get nuked. We're still going in.
Hmm.
And you can see that from your brief relapse, getting to go back in the mech, restarting your own and creeping forward, they have overwhelmed these two Yarosov mechs who now lie disabled on the ground, a smoking wreckage. And
Okay.
they're trying to cut their way through this large southern door with their laser.
Interesting. How many do I see? It's still just 4?
You see 3 at this point. It seems
3.
one of them has moved away.
Okay. I would like to at this point then. Is the like the interior, the like what I like see out of,
Yes.
is that glass or is it like digitized like camera feed almost kind of thing?
It's camera feed. There's like a monitor either side of you, and there's one in front.
Right. So if I completely power off the mech, I can't
Mhm.
see, correct?
Uh, completely power off. Yes, correct. You can
Okay.
turn off
Could
most of
I,
the main systems and still keep like those auxiliary ones on. 'Cause they
yeah,
require very little power.
could I switch off literally everything?
Yeah.
Except like the front viewer just to watch essentially.
Mhm. Yeah.
And obviously like the fucking air filters and shit.
Yeah. You sort of think at this point there's more risk of actual visual detection than there is being picked up on a
Oh, of
sensor.
course, yeah, yeah. As
So
well, I also want to like be like as hidden behind
Mhm.
tree or like hunkered down behind a tree as much as I can and stuff like that as well.
yeah, no problem. You do this. You like hunker down as low as possible, just so the head of your mech is like peeking up above it. You
Yeah,
remember what
that's
it looks like from the picture, I assume.
yeah,
Um, cat.
that's a
And
cute
then
cat.
the screen sort of slides to a side by side. Both of the Markosh mechs cutting this door open with their large lasers that are arm mounted, and you're taking turns as one cools off and recharges. Side by side with Sergei, cutting his way out of his own mech with a small arm mounted laser.
I like the idea that like they're
And
cutting towards each other on the camera, like on the
yeah, like they're cutting together almost.
yeah.
And that's this narrative time. They both sort of finish at the same time as well.
Yep.
They cut their way through the doors, and one of them sort of nods to the other like a large mech. Well, they can't nod, they don't have heads.
They
Just
give like
boys.
thumbs. They give thumbs up or something. Or
You
just go.
They didn't make any movements, but you see like one of them stop cutting, he moves back, and then the other two sort of form up on him, like they're ready to breach the door almost.
Yeah.
Um, like they go on like a heightened sense of alert again, almost.
Yeah.
And at
Okay.
the same time, Sergei, you cut the last bit, you hear ping, and you slide the upper plate free
Just like to look out. Just
of your hull.
can I take out a little peek out to see if I see anything?
You peek out, and you're surrounded by fire, smoke, and scorched earth. Trees lie on their sides, battered and broken. There's no foliage anywhere. It's as bright as it's ever been, where you think you should be, which is under a canopy. A few trees still are left standing, perhaps the smaller ones, completely reduced to just ash. As you touch the outside of your mech, your fingers burn slightly with the heat of the metal still. And you like jump them off, but you turn around and you don't see any other mechs. You're looking into the north side of the base this time, and if you look on the map, you can see that a large portion of it has just been reduced to a wasteland. The buildings have been leveled. The entire north side of the riverbank, the large metallic base, is pockmarked and cratered and scorched black where the rubble has blown into it. The mech hangar itself has been reduced to rubble, and you see fires burning where the ammunition dump has gone up, and where the fuel lines that were obviously under the ground, the refueling stations at the north of the Met, have caught fire and exploded.
Using my expertise, would I know if any of the mechs that were in that hangar would still be functional?
They're gone.
Gone?
They're
Okay.
gone. From what you can tell, anything that was in that radius of like just above the top of the northern point, you know, the ammo dump, the mech hangar, most of the northern boundary, and then around into the forest around it. Basically, anything on that radius was just vaporized
Dilated.
or killed in the resulting explosion. You were on the edge of that blast and have been flung far back into the forest. You're sort of looking down onto it from a small rise that you didn't notice before because it was so heavily wooded.
Can
it's
I
now just been reduced to like nothing.
Can I see any other what's the word I think of? Any other wreckages, like for example the Centaur mech that I saw previously?
You'd have to probably climb out of your mech to get a better view, but from inside your mech right now, poking your head out, you don't see it from a quick scan around.
I think I'll give that a little shot.
You climb out, sort of like roll your shoulders and take a good look around. Give me a spot check.
Brilliant. Okay, spot for me. I imagine I wouldn't be able to use survive.
I don't think this is a survival situation you're currently in. No.
Understandable.
I mean, it is, but also looking for a mech right now isn't like
15.
15. It's enough. It's enough. As you sort of pan about, thinking, right, I flew this way. He was standing over, but he would have perhaps flown more that way. You look down to the south, and you see just wreckage. You know, there's a bit of an arm there. You can see the spear embedded in a tree, bent in half. The torso of the mech itself seems to have been ripped off and splayed about the ground. The actual chassis of itself, the horse part, seems to have been melted and fused together in sort of a large metallic lump. And has been driven into the earth some distance away. It is fucking destroyed.
Good. Okay. I would like to get out of the mech and
Go on.
try to make my way back to our staging area.
Yeah, you climb into the mech, no problem, and think, right, staging area was west. You sort of look at your compass and your phone and go, right, it's about 8 clicks that way, probably. And you begin marching through the forest.
What's left
as you
of
go, it's, you know, your Geiger counter is like clicking away. You ignore it and continue marching. The forest eventually gives way back into greenery again. There's less devastation eventually. Didn't reach this outer part. The trees are still mostly leafless and bare, and slightly blackened, but it's not like they're not pillars of ash like they were before or on fire. As you continue towards you. While you're traveling, we'll cut back to Nigel. Nigel, you watch these 3 mechs brace, and then sort of like you watch them turn slightly to each other, and then 2 of them move forward, grab the door from each side, and begin prizing it open. A large screeching of metal and abused gears as it does. Lights spilling out as the sky is now pitch black with smoke. You see them, you see one scanning, doesn't seem to detect anything, and it clunks in to the base, the other 2 following behind it, leaving the doors open behind.
Okay.
What would you like to?
I would like to. I would like to one of two things to happen.
Mhm.
Sorry, one of three things to happen.
Mhm.
I spot that fourth mech.
Mhm.
The Free the Way Inside come out,
Mhm.
carrying something, I hope.
Mhm.
Or Gav raises me on comms.
Okay, the third one probably is not going to happen as Gav is not here yet.
Well, he said
Um,
1 moment, so.
oh, oh, okay, we'll wait for him then. Sorry.
Oh, we don't have to wait. I'm just like
Oh,
I have a
didn't see it.
plan forming. Like I think to pull it off, I will need Joe here.
That's okay. That's all right. The first of those two things to probably happen would be that you spot the fourth mech that had left.
Okay.
Maybe about an hour passes with no sign of anything from inside. You didn't see any flashes, any gunfire from inside when they went in. It's probably been enough time now that they're past the entrance that you wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to detect it at this point anyway.
Plus, there's no windows here for like 3 floors, so.
There's no windows either. Eventually, the fourth mech does return with another one in tow.
Damn it.
You see it carrying a large. It's less. Generally, the ones before were one large arm cannon, white
Yeah.
sort of like large bodysuit. This one here seems more like a mover mech.
Okay.
Two large tracks adorn it where legs were. Its large forklift arms carrying a large container.
Huh.
Not unlike the shipping containers seen, but this one is large and cylindrical. It seems to be marked
Okay.
with a number of ringlets on the outside.
Hmm.
It's almost like it's carrying it in behind them as they both advance over now the open airfield littered with bodies and wreckage. Neither of them spot you.
Okay. Looking at the thing being carried,
Mm-hmm.
am I able to come to any kind of assumption that it's either A, seems to be something they're planning to transport the thing that we're coming for in, or B, is some sort of large bomb to completely level this facility?
Give me like some sort of expertise roll for just give me a roll plus grit.
Okay.
Just to see how experienced you are in such situations.
11. Not terribly.
11. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hello, hello, hello.
We have a Joe.
Well,
Hello
well,
there.
well.
I was under the impression this was on at 8.
Oh, that's fine, no
Sorry,
worries.
buddy.
Oh, no worries. I should have said the time. My bad.
Worry not. We're here now. Gav is just hungover or some shit.
Oh, that's there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for why Gav has not been here for the last 15 minutes, and I will not worry about it.
Do I want
So-
to know?
Well, you're about to find out anyway. We'll
Spot
pause that thought for the moment, Reese.
Yeah, that's fine, no worries, no worries. Get Joe up to speed.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're ready, Joe, just let me know. Whenever you're sitting comfortably.
Yep, all sorted.
Excellent, excellent. The screen rewinds, much like a VHS tape being played back. Gav, we pan back to you, sitting in the cockpit of your new mech, scouting the riverbank. This river runs west to east, underneath this large facility you've been sent to investigate. The three of you decided to go scout this facility at the end of the last session, and in doing so, after finding some tracks that led off to the northwest, then continuing on towards the river, Gav was asked to scout the riverbank to find a suitable place to cross easily so that they can scout the other half of the base that is in the south side of the river. As you were doing this, you picked up various comms, traffic about plans to infiltrate the base, the layout of the base, the mech carrying the Lancer's fields. Think very much Hell's Gate from Pandora.
Yeah,
Avatar,
I see.
a
Is it-
large outer mesh gate, a couple of guard towers. Mostly local security forces, light jeeps, machine guns. There were some lancers, but they weren't spotted at that point. So everything's going relatively smoothly. And then you hear about a plan to set up one of the mechs as a bomb to distract the guards. so that the other three can infiltrate. And Sergei then went back to set this plan up.
Mm-hmm.
Nigel and Dougal, on the other hand, traversed the river themselves and started scouting the south side of the base as a large freight lander had came in on that landing pad and had begun to load up with various cargoes from the mine. Large shipping containers being loaded into the back of it by a mech, with 2 Yaroslav mechs standing guard at the doors of the base itself. More so keeping an eye on the forest than they were keeping an eye on the people loading the container. The security forces themselves, the local ones, not the Lancers, seemed to be more focused inwards on the people loading the containers. It wasn't like they were looking out for anything else. And during this, the base was accosted by the Marrakesh Trade Association. A flight of Lancers from their mechs assaulted this aircraft, cutting it open with lasers, slaughtering the ground troops with automated turrets, and engaging in the Yaroslav Lancers. But Dougal and Nigel decided to continue their scouting mission and continue to watch from the bushes, just letting this play out to gain more information before they interceded. Their mechs somewhere in the forest behind them. It was at this point that Sergei, having successfully armed one of the mechs as a mech nuclear device, as he had so successfully done the mission before, decided that his mech was in position, the right distance away from the base to explode the Lancer warehouse, the small munitions dump on the north side of the base, and most of the outlying civilian facilities. So he decided, why not just call the boys up? It's not like there's anybody scanning the airwaves. There's no radar stations here checking for ongoing communications. To which he immediately sadly failed and tipped off the enemy. After this call was relayed and his position found, he was accosted by the captain of the Yaroslav Corporation's Lancer flight, a large centaur-like mech, armed with a glowing blue spear. As he dodged this mech, he looked down quickly at his radar and seen 5 more Lancers approaching him from the north, where they had previously seen tracks leading from a patrol or some sort of engagement that way. Knowing that he was outnumbered and outgunned, he did the only thing reasonable. He lay down in the grass and detonated the nuclear device. With the final words, easy peasy. That is where we ended the last session, with everybody being blown to smithereens. We started this session in the wreckage of the fallout, the sky black with smoke, this large rainforest now laid to waste, trees bare, no more pillars of ash with flecks of fire flowing off them, the grass burdened, scorched a dull black where it's not bare earth. We cut to Dougal and Nigel. Dougal, sadly unconscious, knocked unconscious by the blast and the debris that followed, Nigel having sustained a serious leg wound in the incident. Both coming to as they both got knocked flying by the explosion, even though it was, well. Nigel then took it upon himself to rescue Dougal, returning him through the wreckage to his pinned mech, which was badly damaged in the explosion, but still operational. He then returned to his own mech, escaped the debris that was pinning it, and has continued his scouting operation, watching the airfield. As when he returned, at least, the Markashi mechs had overcome the defenders, the Yaroslav Corporation, as they were both sort of like standing in a stalemate when he left, not quite sure what to do because they'd just been fucking yoked. They were like, "Was that you? No, that wasn't us. You sure?" And then after a moment of indecision, they obviously decided, "Oh fuck this! It's only bad for them. We're still going in to get this device." Having the element of surprise, quickly overtook the 2 Yaroslav defenders and began cutting their way through the door. At this point, Sergei wakes up, trapped inside the melted rubble of his own mech. Having taken very little of the blast, surprisingly, his mech was knocked flying by the explosion, the armor and chassis itself fusing together in melted steel and titanium. After cutting his way free, he sees that, yes, he did manage to destroy the centaur mech that was accosting him, and seeing the massive crater and burned ground he has caused, he decided the best course of action would be return to the staging. So he is currently walking through the woods, back east, towards your staging area. Gav, you're relatively unaccosted by this. I imagine you're still down by the riverbed, still coming to your senses of as your mech pinged at you, nuclear explosion detect, and then your screens were filled with static as the EMP blast hit your mech. You've managed to restart it. Your Lancer readout screen again reads Dougal unresponsive, a nice shade of orange as his mech automatically returns to the staging post. The AI itself leading itself back. Sergey, a dark red with a cross through it. Mech destroyed, presumably KIA. No further readings. And then you read Nigel's, showing not a brightly, perhaps a bit duller, a darker green, of sustained some minor damage, but nothing to inhibit its operations. What would you like to do, Gav?
I'm gonna open the cons over to Nigel.
Okay.
Is this what you fuckers do? Do you just start there's a bunch of fucking nukes in the middle of the... What the fuck was that? I mean... fucking hell, mate. I'm assuming that's, Sergey's KIA. I'm seeing his little red of that, right?
Mm-hmm. You're seeing that his mech is destroyed, basically. It's come back unresponsive.
Look, what's your location?
Okay, so yeah, Gav pings him. I answer.
Mm-hmm.
He says that there's not much time. This is our chance. Get to where we last saw each other. Dougal will bring his flight from the west, and then I hang up.
Fuck me.
Gav, you would know that where you last seen them was just up the riverbank, more towards the base, before you decided to go on your scouting mission.
Gonna take a wee stroll up there then. By stroll, I mean furious fucking sprint.
Yeah.
No worries, you begin pounding up there, your mech charging through what is still relatively lush forest. It's definitely badly deforested. Many of the trees are missing leaves, but nothing's on fire and nothing's black with smoke yet. The mushroom cloud's still expanding above you, blotting out the sun. Eventually, as you gain closer towards you last seen the boys, the ground becomes black, the trees sparse and destroyed. Splintered wood lies everywhere. Some trees have been completely reduced to ash by the explosion, and small flits of fire still light the ground. Your mech, as you enter this area, locks down as the air scrubbers kick on, feeding you artificial oxygen to make sure you don't breathe in any of that nasty, poisonous fucking vapor.
Well, once I had hung up, I would like to turn ship back on. Make my way speedily back towards the river, and kind of not at the river's edge, but sort of at the forest edge, where I'm pretty sure he'll be able to see me once he comes up the river a bit.
Yeah.
And once I kind of see him, I want to just raise a hand, kind of thing.
Yep. Yeah, Gav, you can easily spot the mech on the other riverbank. No issue at all.
I do the same.
Yeah, I just do a fucking.
Get over here.
And also, if it's close enough to see, we have the mechs have articulated fingers, right?
Yes,
I presume
they
we're
do,
holding
yes.
a giant gun. I'll gesture like that, and then just do a single finger to the head.
In which case, I just casually, sneakily move my 30-foot fucking mech across the riverbank.
Yeah, it's more
Healthy
you put it
little
on silent running. You turn off most of the auxiliary systems and tone down the power of the reactor.
Engaged.
So to lessen your electromagnetic signature for radar. No problem. You traverse to the other side of the river.
Once he's up beside me, do the mech? Is there some sort of I presume some sort of Vox thing where I can
there's
speak into a speaker and it plays audio outside of my mech kind of thing?
Oh yeah, there's definitely speakers. As Sergey demonstrated earlier in his police mech when he shouted "Do not resist" and crushed a guy.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Once Gav's up beside me, I think no more comms from here on out. pretty sure that's what's happened up north, given that Sergey, in all his... Sergey called us.
Yeah.
Basically laid out what he was doing over comms, and within a minute of that call, the nuke went off. So, Sergey's dead. Dougal's unconscious. He's on his way back to the staging area. Marrakesh, free Marrakesh mechs have gone inside the facility looking for the whatever it is. Two more, last I saw, were making their way up. One's standard assault model, the other some sort of loader or transport. Did I get any kind of indication from my role?
I believe your roll was a
It was
11.
11.
Yes. It didn't look like it was a container. This wasn't a box they're
So
planning to
I'm
transport
I'm
something in.
leaning more towards it's a bomb.
I'm not saying it's a bomb, but yeah, it's big and it's cylindrical.
It walks
Yeah,
like a
it's,
duck
you
and it
know,
quacks like a duck. I
It's
mean,
big and it's
probably a
ticking
goose.
and it's
You know,
it's
you
got
you-
a dynamite strapped
I didn't
to
see like a
it.
giant timer on it with like a count.
no, you didn't see the giant timer on it with the wire sticking out of it. Nobody had like, painted like "Go to Hell" on the side or anything. You know, like you're pretty sure it's a bomb.
Okay. So what I last just said to Gav. Two more Marrakesh are making their way to the facility. One standard assault model, the other some sort of transport model that I'm fairly sure is carrying some large bomb, presumably to completely wipe this facility off the map. My plan is as follows. Get towards the edge of the base where I was watching before. Once these Marrakesh ones reappear, perhaps there'll be one or two less of them. I don't know what kind of internal defenses the facility has, if any. Perhaps there's more Lancers inside they'll have to fight through first. But hopefully, there will only be 3 of them. It'd be nice if there was 2, but 3 of them, but potentially 4.
It's alright. I like those odds.
We may be able to smash and grab.
Well, I don't see anyone else.
At the very least, if we don't, it's mission field anyway. So let's assess the situation. If all of them walk out and they don't look damaged at all, let's reconsider. But for now, that's all I've got.
Alright. The shinier they are, the more we would consider, and let's be honest, in the wake of a fucking nuke, what better time to go smash and grab, right?
This is true.
We talk about having a diversion, but fucking really? Clones, man.
I did tell Horatio that he's a liability, but, well, perhaps this time will be the definitive proof that he needed to keep him on ice forever should he have survived.
Or we just get another Sergey.
Let's fucking hope not. And then I turn
Okay,
and walk back towards my like original scouting position.
I would say I just mutter to myself, maybe a Vlad model.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I assume you both return to your scouting location just to
Yep.
the east of the airfield.
Yeah.
Overlooking the carnage, the dead bodies, and the slowly melting flesh of civilians dying to radiation. Sergey, we'll cut back to you at this point. You arrive in the outskirts of the encampment. You see a not heavily damaged, but relatively heavily damaged mech pointed in, and you see it as Dougal's. One arm is twisted and inoperable. The metal scarred and battered from the explosion. And you see it sort of idling, down on its knees, as it's been set to do. The staging area itself looks relatively undamaged from the explosion. There's more branches and foliage around now than there were before, but it doesn't look like anything's been blown away.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
There's another spare mech? Yes.
There is one more spare mech. Yes, confirmed.
First thing I would like to do is I would like to have a look at Dougal's mech. It's closed, yeah.
It is closed. Yes, it is sealed, and he is inside it. As far as you.
Okay. I like dunk dunk dunk.
No response.
Dougal. Could I attempt to hack the mech? I'm only attempting to gain access to like life signs, or if there's like an emergency medical thing that's going over.
You can gain access to life signs without even hacking the mech.
Even
You
better.
can just interface to the mech system, and the AI will tell you the readout of its pilots, as you're also
Excellent.
registered within the same Lancer flight.
Excellent. I would like to do that.
Reads pilot unconscious, condition stable.
Okay. At least one of them got back. Judging by the... I'm just talking to myself. Judging by the state of the mech, that means that maybe the other ones did too. I'd like to grab the spare mech, please.
You climb into the spare mech, plug in your key code again to start it up. Whirs back into life, the large 06 emblazoned on its shoulder. And as it does, you of course come back onto the IFF tag and the subnet that you're all connected to. And Nigel and Gav, you both see in the corner of your vision on the panel that displays your conditions. Sergei's light goes from dark red with an X through it to bling, green. And the 02, 03, I believe it was, that you chose, changes to an 06.
I'm back, Billy!
Sorry, can I for one quick second? The what do you call it? See the way that we have the Paranase smokes, right? We've got like a smoke grenade and deploy smoke mine. And there's free uses. Is that like is it like free of that same device that can be used either way, or is it free of each?
I imagine it's free of that device that can be used either way.
That does make more sense. Sorry. When we got back to the scanning position, I presume that there were no Marrakesh mechs in sight.
Didn't seem to be, no. Didn't seem.
Okay. Where the loader one and the other one came from, was that roughly the same place that the original 4 emerged in the forest from?
Yes.
Okay. I would actually like to make my way through the tree line to around that area, see if I can find where their tracks are. I would like to plant 2 of the smoke mines, like go forwards out of the tree line a bit, plant 2 of the smoke mines in the ground, maybe like 15-20 feet apart from each other, maybe, I don't know, if whatever the standard distance would be for trying to catch a group of mechs, I guess. But plant 2 of them in the hope that they're coming back that direction. And then head back into the tree line.
Yep, very good. Gav, you watch as he does this. I assume you follow along and you provide cover with your assault rifle just in case anything pops up.
Yeah, I'll be taking a flanking maneuver, just about 20 foot, to his back and to his left, making sure, because half of a Zulu horn, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So we get a third, in which case.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah.
You successfully plant your mines in a location where you think, well, you can see the tracks because they're quite muddy now from the track vehicle coming in and the mech itself. You think, yep, sort of suitable gate. This should get one of them. And then if I plant this one back a bit more, set that one to trigger first. That'll hit the front one, and then this will trigger after and hit the back one.
Can these be manually triggered, or remotely triggered, or only if something's... Once I put them into mine mode, can they only be triggered by something stepping on them?
I'm going to say because they use the same charge, they can be triggered manually.
Like I can press a button?
Yeah. Because
okay, that's perfect then, actually.
Because it's 3 either or, I'm going to say, yeah, you can trigger it manually. Makes sense.
Cool. Okay, that's fine. And then we just resume our watching and waiting, guns trained on the facility.
Yeah, speaking of which, I made a roll to assess the situation.
Perfect, 22. You have 3 questions. What are you looking for from your assessed situation?
If we're found, how fucked are we?
You think... It depends on the enemy. From your current understanding of Marrakeshi mechs, if all 4 of them, 4 combat mechs appear, you think you're reasonably fucked. It's going to be a close fight. depends on the skill of the pilots, of course, and if they've taken any damage inside. You think if 2 appear on the loader, you stand a pretty good chance of taking them unawares and doing some serious damage. Outside of that, you're not aware of any other threats, but the cover that was to your backs underneath the tree line has been decimated and blown away. So if any sort of aircraft or landers were to come in, or any mechs were to appear out of the forest behind you, you would have significantly less cover than you originally would, and probably get fucking roasted.
That's fine.
Question 2. After we get the merchandise, what would be the best route to take in order to, you know, scarper from this place? The best escape route, as it were.
You think the best escape route would probably be to the west, down where you originally were scouting. In your scouting in the last session, you found a bit of the river which was significantly more shallow than the rest of it, only coming up to the about halfway up the shins of the mech rather than the knees and upper thighs. You think you could definitely move through that a lot quicker, especially if you're carrying an object. It'd be a lot safer to move through that way.
Option 3. If we were to smash and grab, what would be the best route of ingress when it comes to actually getting this? Basically, what would be the best place to attack from, should it only be the loader and 2 mechs?
You think the best place would be probably from one airfield itself. There's a significant amount of wreckage in the airfield, both them the destroyed lander, which now is flipped over up on its side, covered in scorch and burn marks, and cut into pieces by the Marrakeshi mechs, but also the warehouses and the deceased remnants of 2 other Yarosov mechs outside. There's a lot of rubble and refuse here. You think it's provide excellent cover and also a good vantage point into the choke point, which is the main door.
I relay this over to Nige. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you repeat all that.
Especially
I just like
I think we should attack from this angle, and we should run over here if there are plenty of mechs, but we are pretty fucked if there's 5 of them.
in that case,
Yeah.
I take what he says on board. I say roger that. And I'd then like to deactivate my mines remotely. I would like to pick them up again if I can.
Yep, no problem.
And probably book it towards the facilities. You know, don't want to be out in the open. To those areas where he suggested is good for cover. I would like to put those 2 mines now outside the front doors of the facility, maybe like 40-50 feet from the doors. Fucking shove them in the ground, same like distance apart again, and then just take up a position behind some knocked over containers, or like if the wreckage from one of the other mechs is pretty big, like just
there's
take up cover behind something.
plenty of shipping containers, abandoned Humvees that were blown onto their side by the explosion. There's a number of warehouses out here as well. You could hide behind. Plenty of cover.
Yeah, just take up cover behind
Nice.
something, like cover big enough that like should we decide, okay, we're not going to engage, that we can stay hidden.
Okay, yeah, no problem. You both do so with very little issue. It's very easy to do so where you currently are.
Nice. And then we wait.
No problem. Sergey, you have restarted the last spare mech you were given, mech number 6. Comes equipped with a large axe and the usual loadout of the assault rifle, Compcon class unit, smoke launchers.
Good.
You see that there are 2 mechs still operational, Gav and Nigel's, that are both operationally green, but they've not reached out to you yet. What would you like to do?
Can I tell that they're running dark, or can I just assume that? I think I can probably assume that.
There's probably no way to tell through your current vision of it. It's just like, are they fucking dead or not?
If I ran to them, how long would it take to get there?
What, you're about 9 clicks
Good.
away.
Well, 10 kilometers, yeah.
You could walk 3 miles an hour, but the mech can travel significantly faster than that. I'm going to say you can be there in probably about an hour.
Okay.
Well, that's 9 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes. You're in a mech.
Okay.
30 minutes. At a full, not a full tent sprint, but a good pace hustling.
Mm-hmm.
You think 30 minutes you could be there?
Okay. And is it possible to send them a ping stealthily?
Of course, it's possible.
I don't like the sound of that. I will not do it.
You also think that at this point
What is
nobody's
it?
probably listening. Anybody that would have been listening has either been killed or has bigger things to worry about.
I don't want to give away their position.
Up to you. No problem.
I should
Begin.
begin heading in their direction.
You
Well,
begin
you
hiking it
foresight all the time.
towards them, no problem.
What was that, Reese?
Said if only you had this foresight all the time.
Or is it too dangerous to go towards them? Maybe I go the other direction.
I mean, you don't actually know where we are, given that the last you saw us was like
I've got your ping on my fucking map.
there is no map.
You know that they were south of the river studying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know where they currently are.
Oh, I thought that there was like an actual like ping map. Sorry.
No, it's a thing that
No,
just
no.
tells you if the
Hmm.
mech is active. That's it.
It's
Okay,
like
Then I
yeah,
might want to
it's like-
just start heading.
it's like
in
the fucking
direction.
Discord voice channel, pretty much.
Gotcha. I would like to start heading in the direction of the Nook.
No problem. We'll stick with you for now.
Mhm.
Because currently actively doing something. You begin heading towards the nuke. And within a short amount of time, you reach the edge of the blast zone, looking down a small hill towards the north side of the facility, which has been decimated by the explosion. The ground is blackened with soot and dead bodies. The buildings are basically rubble at this point. The northern side of the facility itself has been blackened by the explosion and the heat of the blast, and then the oncoming soot and debris. The doors seem to be shut. What would you like to do?
Let's see if I can sneak round to where the guys are scouting at before.
How would you like to approach this? Would you like to
Stealthily.
sneak around the base, inside the perimeter fence? Would you like to go outside the perimeter fence?
I would like to sneak around the perimeter fence, please. Sorry, I'm hearing a clicking from somewhere. I think it's a guy above me.
That's okay. Yeah, no problem. You can very easily make your way across the river outside the perimeter fence and down towards the southern airfield where you thought they were scouting from. Very
Okay.
easily, I'm going to say. Nobody's looking outside the base at this point, so I'm not going to make you roll.
Okay.
You get down to about here. Don't know if you can see that X. Looking into the airfield, looking around, you see the devastation, the destroyed Yarosov mechs, the destroyed lander. Well, I'm gonna say, Gav,
Yes.
you spot the oncoming mech first. Imagine you more than perhaps Nigel is. Nigel more focused on smash and grab operation on the mechs leaving the entrance. You're probably more trying to become more aware of the situation around you in case you have to make a tactical retreat. And so you see mech number 6, Sergei's mech, appearing from the east. That's the one. Appearing from the east, coming onto the airfield from the destroyed land surrounding. You probably spot him before he spots you as you are on cover. What would you like to do?
I'm raising the Life Lancer's rifle. I'm just going. So fucking tempting.
Do it, pussy. Do it.
Let's go. Just turn the mech over to Nigel and says, I think we found our missing party member.
Yeah, Nigel, we also noticed Sergei coming from the east through the airfield. I'm sort of looking about, looking for you guys, knowing you're here somewhere, but he's not spotted you yet.
I imagine I'm standing like in like gun train on his door,
Mm-hmm.
and like Gav says this, and my mech's head turns to the side, looks, sees Sergey, and you just watch the whole mech, like the shoulders and head, just sagging a little bit.
Physically size.
And then I would like to. The mechs have like floodlights or something on them, right?
Yep, they do.
I would like to just like flash my floodlights like twice, and that's it.
Yeah, you turn the Stargate, flash the floodlights like embedded in the shoulders of these mechs. So you see this very clearly as Nigel's mech stands up. Oh, it's Nigel's mech. He flashes you. That's them.
Yep. I duck down again, or like get behind whatever I was hiding behind.
I would also like to probably not hide next to them, but hide in a similar area.
Yeah, you also take cover outside. No problem.
Okay. Is the three of us are close enough that like I can speak through my like just
Yeah, you can.
thing and
You could send like a short range burst to each other and speak normally. It's no
yeah,
problem.
yeah. And there's three of us. Once these Marrakesh mechs come out, on confirmation they're carrying whatever it is we're here for, we gun them the fuck down.
Duh.
Even if they're out of the 4 combat mechs.
Of course.
With 3 of us, we should be alright. I've laid some smoke mines. Once they trigger, we lay into them. Oh no, actually, sorry. We'll take a burst of shots. Do as much damage as we can. I'll pop the smoke. At which point, I plan to dive into melee, grab the device, and book it. Unless one of you feels more comfortable in melee.
I'll come in. I'll come in from the rear and give you support while you're already engaged. You know, if someone finds himself trying to grapple with you, it's, let's be real here, quite convincing to ease off when he's got a face full of fucking tactical maul.
True.
Duh.
Remember, our mission here is to get the device. We don't need to destroy all these Marrakesh mechs. We don't need
No,
a protracted
no.
fight here. We don't need them to call in backup. Smash and grab.
Just look over to Sergey and just go, yeah, discreet.
Duh.
Okay, no problem. You
Ooh,
guys
don't
wait
like
a time longer. Continue to wait, poise, ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see it first. You see, looking into the facility, you see the ground around it bulge upward slightly. And then you feel a shudder as the earth shakes, and then it retracts down.
Okay.
And the facility's lights, which were still on, shut off.
I think they just blew the generator.
Well, we've charged something pretty big up.
I think it's fair to presume then that they will be coming out soon.
Duh.
Very well.
Lock and load, ladies.
You wait. An hour passes. 2 hours. 2.5. And then from inside, you see a flash appear across one of the walls inside the hallway. For a Yaroslav mech appears round the corner, scanning with an assault rifle. Its flashlight illuminating quickly over your cover as you duck down, I imagine.
Interesting. Not what I expected.
Followed by another 2 behind it. Same models as the destroyed ones outside. The ones outside having sort of like a red and orange paint scheme on them. These ones seem to have a more blue and white paint scheme. Sergei would recognize it from the mech that faced him in the forest, the Centaur mech. This would appear to be some remnant of the other Lancer flight of Yaroslav that was on the planet.
Okay.
They begun exiting the base out the main corridor towards you, sort of scanning their rifles. Not held actively ready to fire, but down a little.
Yeah, like
ready.
they're alert.
They're alert, yes. A few of them do look battle damaged.
I watched the Marrakesh ones battling the other 2 for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Do these 3, the battle damage they have, does it look like the damage from the nuke, or does it look like the distinctive like
It
blast
looks-
laser line from the Marrakesh?
It looks like laser burns and melted pauldrons.
Okay.
But some of them have dents and scrapes where they may have been in melee combat as well.
Hmm.
It doesn't look like it was damaged from an explosion.
Okay.
Hmm.
I presume then they overpowered and destroyed the Marrakesh mechs.
They continue towards the exit towards you guys. What would you like to do?
Okay. I planted the mines about 40 feet from the exit.
Mhm.
How far out do they walk?
You let them come out of the doorways?
Do they start to fan out?
Not yet, as they're still in like the hallway, exiting the large double doors. If you let them
I-
outside the periphery, then perhaps they will. But
I want
I'm
to let
saying,
them
do you intervene before that?
personally, I don't want to give them the opportunity to just immediately duck back inside. So I
Hmm.
would like to wait till they're at least 15. What do they do when they're about 15 feet outside of the doorway?
Before that, can everybody roll me some sort of hide check?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Does my infiltrator thing count? Because like, it says you can hide in plain sight of enemies.
I'm gonna say act unseen and unheard probably counts more. Still.
Okay.
How about survive?
I don't
Does that count?
think
I'd say-
survival gonna do it. Nathan,
Yeah. Just fucking do it to me. Don't forget to roll your edge as well, bud.
I'm edge as well.
Wouldn't
Fuck.
mattered.
Sergey,
Mm-hmm.
Gav, roll it again.
Okay.
How much? Actually, one moment.
We have a tie. Okay. Yeah, plus your grit.
Yeah.
Add grit to everything. Fuck it. Okay.
Oh, they're
Wow.
worse than me.
Somehow,
Somehow
Ah.
Palpatine was
let's do it from Nigel's point of view. What did they make? Nigel,
Yes.
you watch these three mechs emerge, scanning the exit as they do, scanning over your cover, scanning over Gav, who sort of was leaning out a bit but quickly ducks back in out of the way. You watch them scan over Sergey.
Mm-hmm.
Completely scan over him. You swear they seen him. Like they're looking fucking straight at him. But they don't react. And they pass over him and they continue exiting. As they exit, they seem to fan out slightly. One mech going to the left, one mech going to the right, and adopt almost a wedge formation as they push out towards the periphery, onto the airfield.
Right.
What would you like to do? Some you want to do something at this point. They've started to fan out.
Yeah. I don't want to let them get into cover, so I am not going to activate the mines.
Hmm.
However, I am going to open fire. And I presume the other two will also open fire, I hope, when I do.
Well, we'll
But we'll
see.
see what
The other
happens.
two, yeah.
So I have crack shots.
Okay.
So, I would like to steady my aim,
Mm-hmm.
so I get a +1, but I can't move.
Okay.
While steadying. Okay, a couple things happen here. Okay. So while steadying,
Uh-huh.
I would like to also attempt to hit a weak point on like the first one, the like
Okay.
later one in the middle of the wedge.
Mhm.
So it gives a +1 to the difficulty.
Mhm.
But if I hit, it does a 1d6 bonus damage.
Sounds good.
Also, because I've started the turn hidden, the first attack roll, if it hits, sends the target reeling. So they must succeed a hull save, or they become slowed, impaired, and unable to take reactions.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Roll me your attack, please.
So,
A 1d20 plus your accuracy plus 1, I believe.
okay. Where is accuracy? Is that on the weapon, or is that?
If you go
I'm
to
on the
your
active mech sheet thing.
active mode, sorry, your attack
Oh, wait, didn't you
bonus, I
activate
guess.
core system? Or what is this?
No, you don't need to do that yet.
Oh, right, okay.
But if you look at your attack bonus, just use that, I think.
Oh, sorry, attack
Just use
bonus. Right,
that.
right, okay. So it's a +5, I believe. 16.
16 hits. Roll your damage for me.
So, does a base 1d6 because
Plus
it hits. Oh, so I was aiming for a weak point, so it does an extra 1d6.
extra 1d6.
And they have to make a save as well.
Yep. So we'll make their save.
11 damage.
They succeed their save.
That's fine. Nothing happens, I don't think. Yeah, they're fine.
But 11 damage is enough to shred the first mech.
Nice.
How do you gun this thing down as it walks out of the base?
You know what? I mean, it's crack shot. I literally imagine I just train a shot that's just like dead center, and just like a burst just goes like straight through cockpit, kills pilot.
Yeah, you imagine you see a weak
Just
spot.
and
I just like laser burn across the middle of the chest. I'm just like, fuck it right there.
Yeah, you see the weak point of the laser burner, you just pump a tank shell right into it. You see it explode inside the cockpit, a small gout of fire emerging from the hole it entered in, and the mech falls forwards onto itself, pilotless.
Question. I presume in this critical hits are only like a nat 20, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Just checking.
And with that, we begin combat.
Okay.
It's your turn, guys. Nigel has just one-shot one of these mechs, boom, put a shell right through the cockpit as they exit the facility. These two now turn, seeing the incoming fire, and raise their weapons.
oh, you bet your
guys
ass
go
I'm gonna be
first.
firing. And, yeah, I'm gonna
Gav,
unleash a salvo into it.
go for it. Give me that to hit.
Roll 20 plus. What would it plus?
Plus your accuracy, I believe the accuracy for your mech. Let me look it up.
Oh, it's actually a 17 I got because I didn't add the +1 because I was steadying aim.
It would be the same as it's the same mech as Reese's, so I think it's a +1. Is it, Reese?
Sorry, what? The accuracy or attack bonus?
Attack bonus, yeah.
+2 according to this.
+2. Yep. I don't have it up in front of me just.
Lovely. Bada
there's-
bingus.
11.
11.
It's not enough. As you open fire with your assault rifle, launching a burst into the side of one of these mechs, you see the
Oh,
rounds.
your grit as well gets added, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be a +5 on that, so it's 14. If that makes difference.
It does. It hits.
There you go then.
Okay, yeah.
Roll me a d6, please, for your weapon damage.
Righty ho.
Six.
6.
You unleash a salvo into the side of this mech. You see the shells penetrate its armor, penetrating the shoulder joint and down the torso, exploding out as they do, tearing armor off it. It sort of staggers, you see it sway, but it doesn't go down. It's their turn.
Decent enough.
The,
That'll be me.
Sergey Nako? Or?
No, Sergey goes next.
Remember how Lancer turns is it
Oh,
you go
sorry.
and then I go and then you
sorry,
go and then I go.
I forgot.
One of them turns to you, Joe, raises its assault rifle, the large drum, almost like a Lewis gun, and just sprays the cover you're behind, attempting to get a shot at you. It's the one you shot, attempting to return fire. But because of the cover you're behind and just the damage really inflicted on this mech, it fires wide, spraying bullets around you, impacting in small craters off the rubble. Sergey, it's your turn.
Nice.
What would you like to do?
I would like to. No, do I have Charge Blade? No, I don't.
I believe you have a heavy melee.
Yes, I've got a
Oh, you
no,
do-
I have a tactical
you do
melee,
have a-
but I don't
No,
have.
we do
You
have
do have a
charge
charge blade. You've got like
Yeah,
a
both,
wrist
yes.
mounted like fucking.
Okay.
We'll have the same charge blade thing.
Energy
We all have
blade.
Okay, but I
specific
don't have
melee
my integrated weapon or my prototype weapon yet.
No, you just picked up the spare mech.
Okay. Okay, I would like to. How far away are the? There's 2 left, yeah.
There's 2 left. One heavily damaged by Gav, leaking oil and various fluids and sparking slightly. The other one seems slightly better for wear, still slightly battle damaged. Laser burns scoring its shoulders and back, but it has yet to be damaged by you guys.
I would like to run forward and attack with my tactical melee weapon, please.
Go ahead. You charge forward, bursting from cover.
I would also like to power up if that's okay.
Yes, sure.
To activate my core system. Thank you. So yeah, burst from cover, fucking swing with this axe. Hard as
Go for
hell.
it. You rip the axe off the back, swing down in a large diagonal slash into this mech. Go for it.
Oh, sorry, that's +3, so 15.
14's enough anyway.
And then.
5 damage.
And can I comment with? Oh, is it dead?
It's not dead.
Charge blade's 1d6 plus 2.
Yeah,
It's a heavy melee,
Why
isn't
is
it?
this
Or
mine
is
different?
it?
tactical.
Is it not the charge blade you're using? I thought.
No,
No,
it's
he's-
the tactical melee weapon.
He's using
Sorry,
the large axe in the back.
I
Sorry.
thought you said you were using the charge blade.
So
My
I'm,
bad.
I'm barraging with it if that's all right. So I do get to also use the charge blade.
Yeah. Go ahead. Roll the charge blade as well then.
Wonderful. Let me just double check this. Accuracy, attack bonus, yeah, +3. Six, damn.
It's like it's not enough. You go under the axe, pull it off your back as you run forward. This large horizontal sweep, diagonal sweep even. You see it cut into the mech in front of you. You see it buckle and go down as the axe shears away its armor, with sparks flying from it. You go in with a charge blade, extending it from the wrist mount. You go in for a stab into the cockpit to finish it off. But as you do, whatever way it's turned from your first blow, the blade can't get a grip and skids off its armor, leaving a deep score in where the energy weapon burns the hull, but doesn't do any serious damage. It's their turn. The one you're grappling, the one you're fitted in melee turns, drops its assault rifle, and attempts just to fucking slam you to get you away from it. What's your armor?
My armor is please bear with me. I'm loading. My armor is so my evasion is 8.
8. It's not enough. This mech turns, drops the assault rifle, and just slams a fist right into the gut of your mech. Dealing? I think fists do 4, don't they? 2 damage to it as it impacts the armor and shoves you back almost a few feet. And then it barges.
Oh yeah.
Its claw, one hand lighting up a bright blue spark as its fingertips light up some sort of charge blade. And attempts to swipe at you.
Okay.
Another 13. Charge blade just does d6. This is what I get for looking at a different mech. Da, da, da. It is a. Fuck. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. It's not that one at all. I'm dumb. Yeah. Thank God somebody sent it to me, so it's +3. Dealing 6 damage to you as the claws crunch into the shoulder blade of your mech, diving deep, almost like it shoved its fingers in, and starts tears out, pulling armor and wires with it. But it's your guy's turn again.
Go ahead, Nige.
All right.
If you're reaching for it.
I'm just going to continue steadying aim.
Mhm.
So is taking a like just like is shooting a gun like a full action or
It's a half action, but I think aiming counts as a half as well.
okay. It's fine. I would like to shoot the one.
There's one currently in a firefight with Gav. Each sort of trading shots back and forward between cover. One of them still standing in the open. Gav from cover taking shots at each other. And then the other one is in melee combat with Sergey. It's just shoved its fist right into the shoulder joint of his mech.
I want to shoot the one in melee with Sergey.
Thank you.
Go for it. Roll that.
14.
14 is enough. Roll your damage, please.
Yes. It's just a flat 1d6 this time. 2.
2. You fire at this mech, but as it's sort of Sergey moves his and they sort of dance around each other, each aiming for another weak point. The shell's impact scoring a large mark along the back of it, but not doing a lot of damage.
Okay, that's fine.
But damage is damage.
Damage is damage. Numbers are going down.
That's the way it
So,
is.
It's turn again.
That's what it's like in this bitch of a world.
Seeing that it's now also being shot at, it attempts to saddle round to place Sergey in between your line of fire and it.
Fair.
Still taking a swipe at Sergey.
That won't
with his
stop me.
charge blade.
The fools.
12 is enough, I believe. Dealing you another 5 damage, Sergey, as it swipes across the front of your mech, leaving a large score in the breastplate.
Mm-hmm.
It is your guy's turn.
Would you mind, guys?
I don't mind.
I mean, it's between you two still.
I'd like to kill this thing, please.
Go for it.
Do it.
17.
Ooh. Oh, yes. Definitely enough. How do you finish this thing off, Sergey? Explain to me how you take your axe and finish this mech.
I would like to. This mech has a head, yes?
Yes, it does, yes.
I would like to slice the head off the mech, and then drive my charge blade down into the actual pilot chassis and retract it.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a clean blow, cutting straight off the head of the mech and then down. There's no explosion, there's no fountain of blood or fire like there was when the first mech went down to Nigel's shot. Just collapses in a heap, falling to its knees. Oil and fluid spilling out from where the head was.
Yeah, baby.
It is dead.
Yeah.
It is their turn again. The one that was firing at you, Gav, turns, quickly spots that its friend is also going down, and begins backing up towards the doorway, still trying to suppress you as it goes. 17 is going to be a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Does 5 damage to you as the shells ring over your armor, one of them going straight through the rubble and impacting in the side of your mech, scoring the armor plate and exploding. Your mech sways slightly as you're rocked by this blow. You take 5 damage.
Who is this, by the way?
Gav.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, fine by me.
It is
I
your guys'
guess.
turn, but I believe it is Gav's turn actually.
I'm gonna pop this guy in the fucking balls.
Go for it.
Still +5.
13's enough. Roll your damage.
Fuck it, yeah. This thing has it in for me. And damage.
Mhm.
5.
5's enough. How do you kill this thing? You
So I
pop
have
it
to
in the
take-
pelvis. The shell explodes, blowing the pelvis out of it, breaking whatever spinal columns are in there, holding it aloft, and it folds like a pair of scissors onto itself.
Yeah, that works.
Still, the pilot inside still scrambling as the mech tries to right itself on its arms, but it is combat ineffective at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna. By the time my camera's gonna go over, I'm just gonna fucking step on it. I'm
Yep.
just gonna crush him like a fucking bug.
Yeah,
Ugh.
you just plant your foot on the back of this mech. You hear the metal screech and creak as it begins to compress. You press. The arms flail wildly as this guy wrecks the controls to try to escape, and eventually it goes limp, and just peace.
Nice.
And with that, the 3 mechs have been dispatched.
Should have scratched my pint.
No more mechs appear from down the corridor, and we're out of combat for this point.
Right.
Okay.
Next on the smash. Let's do some fucking grabbing, right?
Done. Easy peasy. Come on.
I think that may be the best. Yeah. Perhaps we should head in.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay. Let's head inside.
Excellent. You head down the corridors at a trot, I imagine, weapons raised.
Yeah.
Who's leading this charge?
Go on then.
I think I will, just because I'm the least damaged.
Okay, so we've got Nigel, and then I assume Gavin, Sergey, or Sergey and Gavin.
Yeah.
Stick me at the back.
formation.
You can stand 2 apart in this. You
Okay.
don't have to be in a line.
Yeah, we'll do
so-
spear. We'll do spear then. I'm happy with spear formation.
Sounds good. You enter this large corridor, delving deep into the facility. Multiple blast doors are shut off in front of you and beside you, but the ones to your left are still open. You can see stairs descending downwards. Not stairs, a large ramp that seems to be some sort of loading elevator.
Yeah, follow open doors. Keep an eye out for any signs of like Lancer combat inside, and just keep following that.
Yeah, no worries. Your hull-mounted spotlights illuminate the walls in front of you as you press on down this large ramp, and then again to the right, cutting further down in deeper into the base. Still no signs of combat as of yet, but as you descend deeper, where this elevator shaft should have ended should have ended easily into like a large landing, you assume, where things will be loaded and unloaded, ends abruptly. Not so much in like a ragged edge, but in a smooth, clean edge. And in front of you, there is just darkness.
Okay.
Okay.
Your
Kind of like
hull-mounted
you're over
illuminators
the edge.
sort of illuminate the darkness in front of you. You sort of catch glimpses of the end, and then eventually your sensors pick up and sort of try to map the area in front and overlay it onto your HUD. You see a large sphere has been blown out of the inside of this facility.
Ah.
Not so much blown out, but just removed. Like something was just sucked away.
It was a bomb, kind of.
Har-
Implosion bomb.
harsh edges line the sides as everything just sort of comes to an end. There's half beds, rooms hanging open above you where floors used to be. And deeper below, you see the large circular structure of the inside of the facility that would have delved deep into the riverbed, cut off at the top. A spiral staircase running around the inside of it. It appears as if the explosion happened somewhere near the top of it, and it's been cut, and then the area surrounding it has also just been like vanished away.
What could have done this?
Whatever the Marrakesh were carrying in here. There's no time for speculation, though. Let's presume whatever we're here for is at the bottom of this, yeah?
Duh.
Yep. And then I will just step off the edge and just fall to the bottom, basically, and activate my propulsion as I like get to the bottom.
Yep, very good. You step off the edge, you fall maybe 60 to 70 feet, activate the boosters and the legs of your mech appearing out from behind the ankles and at the sides of the feet, and land hard, but easily taken by the servos and the rockets.
Well, he still seems to be alive. Right, we'll do the same thing.
Yep. Give
Yep.
it a shot.
All three of you boost down, deploying your EVA maneuvering thrusters as you do, and landing as gently as you possibly can in a mech. You continue on, reach the top of the spiral staircase, and you see it devolves deeper into the earth, spiraling down as it goes. There's power in it. There's no power in the rest of the facility above you, but down here there's power in this tunnel going down.
Interesting.
As you reach the top of this tunnel, just at the precipice of the staircase, You see discarded ammo cases, scores in the side of the walls. There's the hand of a mech cut off at the wrist, almost perfectly. Not like a blade did it, like the bomb just like vanished half of it. There's obviously some sort of combat here in which either they detonated the bomb or the bomb was detonated accidentally, and they've all been wiped out.
Interesting.
Would we know of any kind of explosive or technology that could do this?
You've probably heard of some sort of implosion bomb, anti-grav bombs, or some such as they're called. You've not heard of them ever really used, because mostly they go against any sort of conventions the third union has.
Yeah.
But you do know that they exist.
It's a lot cheaper to just use that. It's a lot cheaper to just use atomics or whatever as well, I imagine.
It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot dirtier, but also, it's not as good as getting rid of evidence.
Looks like these boys got hit with a big suck.
God.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sucks,
when you put it like
sucks
that.
to be them.
Yep, no problem. You continue down the spiral staircase, I assume, stepping over the battle damage.
Yep.
No problem. You descend for maybe 10 to 15 minutes until eventually you reach the bottom. Sheet metal lines at the bottom, emblazoned with a large number 7 in it, with 2 large arched doorways at the end. Not at the end, but like at the bottom of this circular chamber. The door has some sort of panel on the left and seems shut at the moment.
Okay.
Above it,
Is it mech sized or like person sized?
oh, it's mech sized. It's sized enough that you could probably. Your mech's like 30 foot tall. This
Yeah.
door is 70 foot tall and 40 foot wide.
Jesus.
This is like a fucking massive gate almost. And above it, in red and black hatched writing, it says Mine 32.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do?
Approach the door.
You approach the door. It seems to be made of some sort of solid metallic alloy. You give it a knock, and it doesn't move, doesn't budge at all. A large, hollow, ringing noise echoes up the cistern.
Okay. I would like to just gesture my head towards the panel
Mhm.
and say, Sergey.
I would like to take a look at the panel, please.
You take a look at the panel. It scrolls in Russian as it loads up, but you can easily read, being Sergey. And you notice it to be connected to the inner systems down here of the mine, a very basic sort of CompCon unit.
It's hold on. It scrolls in. Oh, because Yaroshov. Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
It's all in fucking Cyrillic.
That's fine.
But yeah, this looks like the control panel to the door and maybe other systems down here.
Okay. Can I see if there's any like automated defenses, like fucking turrets?
Yeah, sure. Make me a hack check to interface with the system and gain access.
Sure
it's
thing.
Terminal, of course, is locked.
Of course.
You don't have a passkey or code for it.
22.
No issue.
It's the one thing I'm
Knowing
good at.
Cyrillic, knowing Cyrillic yourself, you quickly you fucking type in password and it works. You're like, hey,
Easy peasy.
Of course it does.
you know. And yeah, you open it up. You begin scrolling through the data feeds, looking for the connected systems. You don't see any automated defenses connected to this circuit, being the mining circuit itself. You do see a number of elevators and doorways, security cameras, but no automated defenses.
Okay, I would like to open the door then.
No problem. You hit the release on the door.
I would
You
like
hear
to,
the
as
sound.
it once it starts to open, I just want to have like gun raised.
Oh, absolutely.
You hear the whir and clicking servos as these large drums at the side of the door begin to turn as the door pulls itself apart. In a well-oiled, well-maintained sort of fashion, no screeching of metal, but the sound of machinery. As you peer into the chamber, it appears lit with roof lanterns, sort of covering the outside of this rocky outcropping. And inside, you see what appears to be a large staging area. Cargo containers boxed up in a large rectangle. one off to the middle, and you see another one slightly further behind it. But no immediate danger straight in front of the door. If you peer in a little longer and continue to look, you do see a couple of Yaroslav mechs sort of patrolling about these containers, moving from one site to the next, where they're sort of stacked between each other.
Wait,
Okay.
did you say mechs?
Mechs.
What
Yaroslav
Uh,
mechs.
Would it be possible for me to just immediately try and like go infiltrator and get in here and get behind some cover?
Yeah, you can certainly try. Go for it.
Okay. I do so.
No problem. You infiltrate in, hunkering down as you go, skirting along the wall where the light is dimmest, waiting for the patrol to pass. You manage to skirt up right behind one of these large staging areas, behind 2 or 3 stacks of cargo crates, and you think the patrol's coming this way. You're sort of here. You could peek around the corner and take a shot, and then if you look further in, there's another staging area with more stacks of cargo crates, and another mech behind it. In total, you see 3 mechs down here.
What do they look like? By which I mean, I've seen the pictures of the Yaroslav ones. Are they better? Are we talking like general system vehicles?
We're talking general systems. They appear to
Okay.
be the same as the ones you fought before.
And do they have any battle damage?
These ones do not.
Okay.
Sergey, you would know that this is probably the last of the flight of Lancers that you annihilated in the nuke and then killed upstairs.
Okay. I think these are the last of the mechs.
Are they the ones patrolling?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it like so? I can see one is like far off at another staging area.
Yeah.
2 are kind of nearby patrolling. Are they patrolling like beside each other, or are they like a distance apart, like kind of individual, or?
They're kind of individual, a distance apart. They're sort of rotating almost in like a loop between them. So one's at the far staging area, one's maybe closer to him right now, and then one's probably closer to you, and you watch as they sort of do laps almost at a regular interval between each other.
Would I be able to take someone out in a mech?
Unless you're trying to like jack the mech and kill the person inside, I would say probably not.
Okay.
Like if you
Like a-
like snuck up
Basically
on
trying
one,
to like, using my like spear or something. Basically trying to just like, you know, take out the mech before it can like raise the alarm, kind of thing.
Sneak attack the mech.
Basically
yeah,
sneak attack.
you could definitely gain some sort of
Yeah.
sneak attack. I don't think you could use take somebody out, but you could sneak attack it. Yeah, definitely.
Are,
You could attempt to do that.
just to check, these mechs are active, or are they?
Act-
Yeah, they're patrolling.
Okay.
They're
I
patrolling.
thought they were like stacked in the corners. Sorry, that's okay.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do? Gav, Sergey, you're still sort of standing at this large archway door. You've seen Nigel move further in, take cover behind some of the boxes in the hallway. Just before the 2 mechs sort of lap around the loop again, further down this large rocky hallway is another stack of boxes with a single mech standing guard.
Have they seen? I assume that they haven't seen us or
They
seen the
have
door
not yet-
open.
They have not yet noticed that. This is sort of like time hasn't progressed that far yet. We're still in narrative time right now, so this is still like you haven't done anything yet. You spot them. Nigel immediately moves. What do you do? Because they will notice the door is open. Like fucking everybody
I
can
would.
see it's
Oh
open.
yeah. I would.
but they
I would
haven't
also like to move behind some cover, please.
No problem. You
Indeed.
also
Faceless.
crash down the hallway, both of you,
Mhm.
both getting cover behind it. Some cargo constraints set up down this large rocky cavern.
Okay.
And the
Once
indestructible
those
cardboard boxes, which is waist
two-
high.
Once those 2 have moved in as well and seem set up
Mhm.
in cover, I would then like to take a shot at the one that is further. The one further away is like standing on top of some crates and stuff. Yeah.
Imagine this is like a rocky fucking cavern, like a mine shaft.
Yeah.
There's illumination along the roof running down it.
Yep.
And then at various outcroppings along it, there's like large storage zones of like sheet metal into the floor with small gates around it, where these
Yep.
cargo containers have been stacked into. You're hiding behind one. and then there's one further down the hallway. It's not standing on the boxes; it's standing like in front of that cargo area almost.
Right, right. Okay, sorry. I thought he was on top. Oh, okay, okay. In that case, the two that are patrolling,
Mm-hmm.
once there's like a kind of a point where they're both pretty far away from any kind of cover that they could get behind quickly,
Uh-huh.
I would just like to take a shot at not the closest one, but the further away one of the two patrolling.
How long do you wait for this? Currently, one is like on the opposite side of the
If-
supply
if-
dump
if
from
it-
you, and the other
if
one is
it
like in the
happens-
open in between the two of them. You know that if you give them time here, they're going to notice that the door has been opened. Like they could fucking see the
fuck
massive
it.
door being opened.
In that case, I just take a shot at the one in the open then.
Go for it.
So this is, yeah, steady aim, and also I'm aiming for a weak point, so there's a +1 to difficulty.
Okay, no problem. Roll it up.
And do I want to as well? No, it should be fine. Okay. Oh, never mind.
10. Not enough. You can fire with a single shot from your assault rifle, and it goes wide, smashing into the cavern wall beside it. And you watch as all three mechs suddenly jump to alertness when they were like relaxed patrolling, and turn towards where the shot come from. And we begin
Okay.
combat.
Mm-hmm.
It's your guys' turn. You guys always act first. What would you like to do? These two mechs have now noticed you. The element of surprise has been lost. They've not yet begun to do anything, because you guys obviously act first, but they're about to fucking have a go.
Yep, throwing a smoke grenade.
Go for it.
Is there a modifier on this, or is this just same stuff?
I believe throwing a smoke grenade is one of your actions. It
Action.
is
So
your
half
smoke
action, I
bomb.
think.
Half action, blast 2, range 5.
Or a quick action, rather. Sorry.
Yeah, you it's a quick action, yeah. You just throw it. You don't have to make any roll for it. Where are you throwing this?
I'm throwing it between the two which are patrolling, so hopefully it gets the maximum amount of, you know, deny them both as much visibility as possible.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, you pop this smoke canister from your mech, chuck it, it explodes, immediately filling the room with smoke. This white cloud just
Yeah.
envelops them. No problem.
So I assume my you know, myself and my compatriots will also be, you know, obfuscated as we make our advance.
Yes, yes. At least obfuscated from their systems. You can still
Right.
see them quite well in the smoke, but they obviously can't see you so well.
I'm gonna charge the lone one with my fucking maul, you know.
Go for it. Go for it. 20. Yep. You fucking smash him. Roll your maul damage. I believe it is a d6 plus 2.
Plus 2. Oh, 6.
6. Good damage. You charge forward, grabbing your maul in 2 hands. It does the whole extending in your grip, and you smash it into the front of this mech and send it reeling back. Then the front crumpling and contorting with the force of your blow. But it's still up.
You may now return to Full Metal Horus.
Their turn. The one at the back, you see it move, sort of takes aim, but it doesn't seem to do anything visible. And it's your guys' go again.
Okay. So, from my position, I could see the one that Joe's fighting in melee.
Mhm.
I can see the one that Reese has shot.
Yep. And you can see the one down the back, although it is somewhat obscured by the smoke.
Okay. Can
The
I...
one-
Hmm. Can I shoot at... what's the one thing? Can I shoot at the one that Reese has previously shot at, please?
Of course, go for it.
Wonderful. 22.
Ooh, yes, roll your damage.
3.
3
Always
damage?
with the ones.
Yeah, you open fire, but the mech, with its white paint job, sort of is a bit obscured by the smoke, and your shot goes wide, glancing off its leg armor, but it doing some damage to it, bending it and buckling the metal.
Okay.
Their turn. The one fighting you, Joe, is going to turn and pull from its side a large energy blade. Sorry. A large heat weapon, an energy blade. A large metallic sword that sort of shimmers and glows bright red with heat. And we can attack it. Okay.
Oof.
Oh god.
I suppose there's no
Bye,
chance for
bye,
evasion,
Joe.
right?
I'm afraid there is not.
Go on. Let's do it.
Ruh-roh.
Okay, so it's going to do. Oh dear, oh dear. Has to be bot work. It's going to do 8 damage as it draws its blade and in one swift motion cuts a horizontal slash across the center of your mech, just below the cockpit, opening up the armor and scoring the inside, almost cutting it in two. Your mech takes 8 damage. It is your turn. Again, guy. I believe it's actually yours, Nigel.
Yes. Can I see the one that's furthest away?
Yes.
Okay.
You all still can see that one furthest away.
I would, while still steady aim,
Mhm.
would like to attempt to shoot that one, and this time I'm also going to overpower caliber.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing the weak point thing.
No
That
problem.
gives it a difficulty, so
Mhm.
so whoop. Fuck me.
Yeah, you take aim, you open fire, and you pull the trigger. Something jostles you from the back, and your mech's thrown off, and the shot goes wide into the wall again. And you miss.
Damn.
How much health do we have?
It should
I
say
believe it
on
is-
your mech.
18, I believe.
Oh,
I
well.
don't.
Mine's only 12.
12?
Mine's only mine's 16.
Depends on your fucking how you built your character as well.
True.
Let's just go with 18 right now for Joe.
Yeah, baby.
Let's not worry about it too much. It's their turn again. The one that you two shot at, Surge and Nigel, turns now, sees its friend in combat, sees his friend fucking score a massive blow against Gavin Sides. Okay, he's fine. Focus on the guys
Sorry,
firing.
My HP 16.
No worries, that's fine. You took 8 damage, so count off that what you will. Turns, levels its assault rifle, and opens fire at you, Surge.
Okay.
Seeing as Nigel apparently can't hit the broadside of a barn, it's not too worried about him.
Oof.
12.
Hits.
Just wait until I do hit though.
I believe it is a d6 for 4 damage.
And that's my structure destroyed. I have to roll a
Perfect.
d6 per point of structure damage, so that's 1d6.
Yes, roll your structure damage to see what happens.
2.
2. 2 is. Ba, ba, ba. Where are we? Structure damage.
System trauma.
Ooh, okay. What effect does it have? Explain to me what happens when your mech gets shot by this assault rifle.
I have to roll another d6.
Go for it.
Fuck.
One.
All weapons on one mount of my choice is destroyed.
Oh, what one do you choose?
I'm gonna take the I'm going to take my charge blade, please.
Okay, you're going to choose flex mount.
Yes.
No worries. This guy opens up his assault rifle and begins peppering your mech. You see one of the tank shell sized bullets catches your wrist and just tears the mounted charge blade off with the complete vambrace and armor of that, leaving the black metal skeletal hand beneath it. But it is your turn again. Well, one of you guys' turn. Who would like to go?
Would you mind if I return fire?
Go ahead.
I think go for it.
You returned fire, but your mech
Nothing.
is still unsteady from that blow that rocked you and sent your systems jarring. Red flashing lights coming up on the monitors. You probably spend more time flicking off the warning alarms than you do actually taking aim. And again, your shot goes wide, spraying into the wall of this cavern.
I scream
You got-
Blayat.
You scream to that? Yep. Only in hell can they hear you scream. The mech at the back seems to like kneel down to something and begin moving with its arms towards this cargo container, almost like it's working at something. And that's its action. Sure, guys, go again.
I think it's a race, isn't it?
Is it me or is it
It's up to you two. Either one, you decide.
Yes.
Gav is currently in melee, so
I am, so I think,
the
I
next
think
mech
you
to
do
go
the
would
most
be
good.
the one to attack Gav. Go on, Gav. Fucking let's have at it.
Yeah, go for it.
You know what, yeah, why not? So I'm gonna use my old trusty heat blade thingamajig.
You charge blade? Yeah, go for it.
A charge blade, yes.
Ooh, 21. Yes. Roll a
I'm gonna
d3
punch
plus 3 for me.
D3 plus 3.
For the damage of your charge blade.
Gonna punch it
5.
right into him. Yeah.
You punch this mech, and as you make contact, you extend the charge blade out of the wrist-mounted slot in your mech, and it slides straight in like a hot knife through butter, severing systems and dealing a large amount of damage to the cockpit of this mech. You can imagine from the pilot's view as this tip of the blade almost appears into the cockpit, smashing the screens
Oh,
around them,
yes.
and it reels back from you. Obviously heavily damaged. But it is its turn. It's going to continue to retreat from you and attempt to get back towards its ally, who's currently working with something in the box, sheathing its charge blade and drawing its assault rifle and attempting to get to cover. And that will be its entire turn. It's you guys again.
I would like to shoot the one working at the box.
Go for it.
And I would like to
Don't roll a
overpower
one.
Caliber. Wait, is a round... What is once per round in this?
Once per complete turn, pretty much. So, after all the enemies go, it's been a round.
Has it
So,
been
it has
full round?
it has been a round, yes.
Okay, I would like to overpower Caliber. Fucking...
Yeah.
Oh well.
You could fire again, but the smoke is obscuring your vision, and the fact that these mechs are white paint colored all sort of blends together down that end of the corridor with the dim yellow lighting. And you fire again, and your shot goes wide, impacting the cargo containers behind it.
The one thing I made my character be good at.
It's their turn. The guy shooting at you, Sergey, is going to change his target now and start firing at Nigel, as Nigel's begun targeting the one working at stuff behind him. Missed completely. It turns around, firing its assault rifle, spraying the cargo containers in front of you, Nigel, but not actually damaging you.
Okay.
It's your guy's turn.
Who would like to go?
As the other one is retreating, has he got into cover right now?
He'll be in cover next round. He's moved back to like where the boxes are, and you can see him like draw his assault rifle and prepare to take cover and fire. But he has not managed to do it yet.
While they're still running, I'm going to shoot him in the back.
Go for it.
$13.
It's not enough. It's not enough. You draw your assault rifle, drop in your mace as you do, and fire off a couple of shots into this guy's back, and they ricochet off the armor, not scoring any decisive blows against them. The guy that retreated, is going to take cover, raise his assault rifle, and open fire at you, Gav, returning fire. But again, he misses. The shot's going wide and creating off your armored chassis. Dealing no damage. It's your guys' turn. Sergey, I believe.
I'll give this a
so.
shot. So currently I've got the guy that's still in melee. We have
So one of the guys has retreated from melee back towards the far end of the hallway, with the cargo containers, where his buddy is currently working at something on the ground.
I don't like the sound of that.
You then
Yes, that's why I'm trying to shoot him.
he's taking cover and is returning fire at Gav. They're currently in a bit of a firefight, and then you've got the guy closer up to you, on the other side of the cargo containers, from Nigel, who has been just laying into you, Sergey.
I would like to shoot at the guy that's been shooting at me, please.
Go for it. Roll
Shazam.
it.
14?
14 is enough.
4.
4 damage. Yeah, you open fire, scoring a couple of shots against this guy, impacting the torso of the mech and the shoulders as the shells bite deep. But it's not enough to put him down.
Damn.
It's their turn,
Okay.
and the guy is going to continue working at this box, furthering away. You see the mech arm start to move inside now, start to move and change something. It's your guys' turn. What would you like to do?
Me?
Why not?
Okay. So I power up
Uh
to get another fucking +1.
huh. Yeah.
Gonna shoot the same fucking guy again.
Uh huh.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Again, maybe you've miscalibrated something, or maybe the drop into this basin where you ignited your thrusters has changed some sort of calibration settings in your mech, and you just can't seem to get a beat as the weapon jolts violently in the hands, missing again and shattering into the boxes behind him. It's their turn.
You've decalibrated this.
This guy at the front is going to decide that he's bought enough time and is going to begin retreating back towards his friends, back down the corridor, breaking for cover. It's your guys' turn.
I think it's who do we have?
Gav next, I think.
Gav, yeah.
Gav or Sergey, either of you.
I would like to shoot at the guy that's been messing with the stuff, please.
Go for it. Roll the hit.
15.
15's enough. Roll damage.
5.
Yeah, you open fire on this guy, peppering the side of his mech, which the shells impact the torso and leg armor, denting it and bending it out of shape by the heat and force of the blast. He sort of staggers a bit, and withdraws his arms quickly as he does, and then sort of moves back into position and readjusts himself.
Okay.
It's their turn. The one that was taking cover, that originally was firing at Gav, is going to continue firing at Gav, but just sprays wildly down the corridor, hitting almost everything, but not doing any significant damage at the same time. Shells bounce off your armor, Gav, and off the wall beside you, but none of them strike deep. It's your turn.
Right, so we're pretty much close together, right?
Yep, they're all bunched up in like a small group behind cover.
I'm gonna pick up the mace again.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna boost right into melee.
Oof, go for it.
Fuck's sake.
It's not it. You ignite your thrusters, boosting out of this cloud of smoke, leaving trails of vapor behind you as you emerge. The mace held high, and as you do, you strike at one of them, the one that injured you. I imagine with his heat blade, but he dives back, almost throwing himself against the wall to escape the wrath of your mace, and you miss. The one that was working at the box is going to stop, remove himself, and begin trying to extract the cargo crate out of the clamps that hold it in the wall. And try to move it out and lift it away. Back to you guys.
Can I shoot him again, please?
Go for it.
Okay. 5th time's a charm.
Yeah,
Overfire
right.
Oh.
caliber.
It's enough.
Thank fuck.
Fucking sake.
You land a shot in this
Jesus
guy.
Christ. Okay, so because of overpowered caliber, it'll be 2d6 damage.
Yep.
Okay. Please be a nice big. I swear it was like a fucking 2 or something. Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a 4. You hit this guy a good shot under the armpit of his mech, missing the armored plates and exploding in the shoulder joint. You see the shoulder go limp and then like readjust itself as he regains his grip on the box, but he doesn't stop. It's their turn. Gav, the one you attacked with a mace, is going to just fire his rifle point blank at you as his back is against this wall, trying to stop you before you stop him. But as he does, his weapon jams and just nothing happens. He sort of like, you see the head move down to look at it and then move back up to like face you. It's your turn again, guys.
I think
So
it's Sergey?
the two of
Sergey.
them are left at the moment.
3 of them are still up.
Well, 3 of them are still.
They've all retreated down back to this last cargo area. They're sort of making their stand there.
Just to clarify, I am able to quick hack these guys. I'm able to use electronic warfare using this mech. Yes.
Yeah. You're gonna attempt to.
Okay. I would like to attempt to invade the one that is holding the fucking box, please.
Okay.
Which is page 70 of the core rulebook. When you invade, you mount a direct electronic attack against the target. To invade, make a tech attack against the character within sensors and line of sight. On a success, the target takes 2 heat, and you can choose one of the invasion options available to you, which can be fragment signal, which means they become impaired and slowed.
Okay. Go for it. Make your attack.
So, tech attack.
Uh-huh.
How do I do that? Let's find out.
So you roll plus your tech attack.
Okay, that is a +0. This is going to be fun.
Your tech attack is 0?
Yeah, I don't know how that is either.
You've not put any fucking points into it. Also, the mech isn't built for it. You can do it, but it's not like a
Oh, wow.
13.
13. Does that passes? It does. Passes E-defense. Yep. You successfully hack his mech. And you'd like to slow him and impair him, correct?
Yes, please.
Yeah, no problem. You see sparks sort of fly from the mech as the lights in the head sort of flash and shimmer as the mech seizes up and sort of begins moving more slowly now. And he takes 2 heat. Yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
Can I do another quick tech, please?
Quick hack? Yeah, sure.
Can I attempt to lock on to another one of the other guys that are like holding off, please?
Yeah, go for it.
So-
Make the roll, please.
I don't actually have to. They just gained the lock on condition. So any
Right.
character making an attack against a character with lock on may choose to gain +1 accuracy on that attack.
I thought you have to make a roll for a quick hack. Do you not?
I don't know about lock on.
No, maybe you can just do it. Yeah, you do that then. No problem.
Wonderful.
And that is your turn.
Yes, please.
These guys' turn. So the guy who has taken only minor damage is going to continue firing down the corridor at you. So you being the one not in cover, he's going to change targets and attempt to hit you instead of Nigel, but misses completely.
Wonderful.
Firing wide, impacting the wall around you. It's back to
Fuck
you
is this
guys.
firefight?
Top of the round. Nobody's been rolling well.
Yeah, baby. Right.
Top of the round?
Top of the round. Who wants to go?
I mean,
You
I'll
probably
take a
got a
shot.
better.
take the shot. Feel
Let's
Go
see,
for
you've
it.
probably got
Take the shot,
a
please.
better beat on him than I do.
Go for it. What
On
one
the
did you lock
same,
onto?
the same guy. I'm truly not the one doing the box shit.
I assume you locked onto the box one, Nathan?
I looked onto the box one. Let's say.
Let's go with that. Yeah. So you get an
I
extra
gotta-
+1 there.
Oh boy. I
So
hope
what's
it
left?
hits. Overpowered caliber again.
Yeah.
12.
It's not enough.
The actual fuck.
You fire, and the shot goes wide through the mech's arms almost. While he was moving quite fluidly and quick, you see now the mech is slowed to almost a judder as he struggles with the systems to get it moving. And this change in speed is throwing your aim off somewhat. And you miss. The guy will continue firing at Sergey. 17 hits Sergey, I believe.
Yeah.
Another D6 as his assault rifle barks, impacting your mech again, dealing 4 damage.
Okay.
Back up to you guys.
Gav, would you like to go?
I think so.
Go for it. Smash this man with your maul.
Yeah, just get him out of the way so I can actually deal with the actual proper threat. Baskingo.
Roll damage. D6 plus 2.
That's the one. 3.
It's enough. How do you crush this guy?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to sweep his legs, and while I do so, I'm just going to smash it right into the cockpit.
Whoa.
Just caving the entire thing in,
Yeah.
and just turning whatever's inside into a microwave lasagna, basically,
Yep.
with the
This-
top still on.
Yep. You see blood and like viscera, and oil, and various fluids spray out the side of the mech. This cockpit cracks and crumples under the weight of your blow. And it's their turn. Seeing as well that one's now dead, the guy moving the box is going to. How long does that condition last for, Nathan?
Impaired and whatever. That's a good question. Until the end of their next turn.
Okay, no problem. So he's going to continue to. You see him pull the box out of its moorings, and he begins shifting it backwards, almost trying to place it behind him. But he can't quite get there yet because he's been slowed. And it's back to you guys.
Can I shoot him, please?
Go ahead.
Has anyone hit him yet?
Yes, I believe Nigel has hit him.
Nicely
He's
done.
also locked onto.
Well, lock on disappears now.
Oh, well, he's not locked on.
9. Fuck, I should have not told you that.
No,
That'll be 10 would make a difference.
you fire wide again, spraying into these boxes surrounding him.
Uh,
To no noticeable effect.
can I quick hack him again?
Yes, you can.
Wonderful. 13.
13. 13's enough to pass his E defense.
Shazam.
I assume it's the same one as before.
Yes, the guy with the box.
No problem. His mech continues to judder and shake as he fights against it. And I believe it is now Nigel's go. Yep. Same again, Nigel.
Yes.
Go for it. It's
Just
not enough.
save me a description. Just it'll move on.
Save me a
Okay,
description.
so their turn.
Ah.
One's going to continue spraying at you, Sergey.
Mhm.
Scoring a hit, dealing 3 more damage as more automatic machine gun fire pours into your mech.
I can take it.
Back to you guys.
Missed like 5 out of 6 shots.
Joe, end this man. End this man with
Please.
your mace.
Right, dash forward,
Uh-huh.
right into him with a surprise punch,
Mm-hmm.
and then natural
Oh.
20.
That's
Which
what it's all
means-
about.
Yeah, try and find my actual perk. Where's it gone? I've got a perk somewhere, which means that basically it does full maximum damage when it's a.
Maximum damage. Okay. How do you what one are you hitting first of all? Are you hitting the one that is lightly damaged, firing at Sergey, or are you hitting the one that's moving the box?
Oh, moving the box.
Moving the box.
I'm fucking stopping him from scoring a try here.
Like, how do you stop him? You turn from just killing the one, thrusters burning in the elbows of your mech as you turn it at high speed, moving with the momentum of your mace. How do you just destroy this guy? Because I think that does like fucking 16 damage or something in a single hit.
Yeah, I like the idea of just. It's almost like barreling into him with the the actual chassis itself
Mm.
to knock him back and using that momentum just to kind of like golf swing him
Oof.
diagonally up the torso,
Mhm.
through the arm, and just basically basically the idea of knocking his entire self into the ceiling.
Oof. Yeah. You do this, you golf swing this mech and it flies up, the arm detaching as it shears away from the body. The box it was holding drops and spins onto the ground. It's been end over end a few times. And he is just completely destroyed. It's this last guy's turn.
Just turn and stare at him.
No, it's not. It's your guy's turn again, because this last guy took a shot at Sergey. Back to you guys.
Turn and look and just go, yeah, I'm coming for you next, motherfucker.
One left, Sergey. Can you finish him?
Is it me? Okay. Baboy? Fuck. I'm gonna I'm gonna hack him as well. 16 to hack.
Yeah, you hack him. Turn resets. It's back to him. You see his mech slow and shudder as you hack him. And he doesn't. To move his mech is difficult, so he's just going to pull down the trigger again and continue firing into you.
Son of a bitch.
10.
Yep.
I think
But
is
by the
enough.
way,
10 hits,
That
yeah.
that talent, that perk is
Mhm.
Brutal 1, which is Predator.
Ooh.
So,
Nice.
yeah, when you roll 20 to down it, you get maximum possible damage
Ooh,
and bonus
Very
damage
nice.
from your fucking attack.
Wow.
very nice. One
Nice.
damage, Sergey. As he suppresses the trigger and a single shot spits out of his assault rifle. Impacts your mech. It's your guys' turn again. Nigel. Nigel, one more shot. Just one more. You're bound to hit this one. You're bound to hit this one.
Overpower caliber.
Oh, here we go. There we
Finally.
are. Roll your damage.
It's god damn.
Six is enough. Nigel, you raise your assault rifle, shaking off the rust, and put a single shot through this guy's cockpit, impacting directly on the front chassis of his mech, and just drawing a hole straight in and exploding out as the chest explodes, and this mech
Perfect.
falls limp to the floor.
Ah,
They're all disposed of. Combat is over.
okay. Immediately head over to the box.
Yes.
Yeah, you inspect the box. You see it's scratched, it's dented up, but it's a large cargo container, looking much like the rest around you. But for some reason, he was looking for this one.
Okay. Given that my mech's completely undamaged,
Mm-hmm.
I volunteer to pick up the box and carry it.
You do, yeah.
So I do so. I pick up the box,
Mm-hmm.
and I immediately just start making my way back to the exit, and I'm fucking hoofing it.
Sounds good. No problem. Yeah, you begin.
Yeah, following suit.
Rack
Can
your
I
weapons, lift this box up, and begin lugging it out.
can I do a quick 30-second scan around to see if there's anything else interesting in this room? I'm checking
I'm
for.
already gone. I don't wait for him.
That's
Go
totally
for
fine.
it. No
Totally
problem.
fine. I'm checking for heat signals. I'm checking for energy signals. I'm checking for like any readouts of high technology stuff like that.
Make me the roll. Make me a spot.
A spot.
Gav, what are you doing in this interim?
I'm running out as well. Fuck
You're
it.
sticking with Gav. Sounds good.
With Nige, yeah.
Is there
Nige,
anything,
yeah.
is there anything I can use? No. Okay, just the 20 plus grit.
Mhm.
14.
Apart from the armaments you saw in the mechs fighting you, you don't pick up anything unusual or interesting, really. You know,
Mm-hmm.
boxes full of ore, you know, the odd power relay, the odd console, nothing outside of that.
Okay. Alright. I'm happy with that. I'll book out as well.
Sounds good. You begin following the guys out. You guys leave, start climbing the spiral staircase again. Detecting no heat signatures as you do on your radar, as now the EMP field from the Nuke begins to clear. And as you reach the top of the staircase, Nigel, you look up and realize, how the fuck did I get out of here? You're in a pitch black sphere which has been hollowed out of the inside of this building. Your entranceway is 70 feet up in the air.
We should have thought of that.
You think, fuck, how did I leave?
I mean, with the could I kind of bunny hop my way up the wall using the propulsion system?
Yes, you can certainly try, no problem. make me some sort of mech piloting test, like a D20 plus grit or something.
Alright. 22.
Yeah, 22. No problem. You're very agile and dexterous at piloting your mech. And using smart maneuvering thrusters of your EVA system, you're able to bunny up onto one ledge, go bunny up onto that ledge, and you make your way up, no problem, back to the entrance.
Excellent.
Gav and Sergey. Sergey, you're still lagging behind a little bit, but Gav, you see Nigel do this and see the track he took. Sergey, you exit just as you see Nigel reach the exit and begin heading down that corridor, I assume. Gav, do you follow?
I do my best.
Can you make me the same check, please?
I can.
Give me a
think
plus
I'm-
D6, because you've seen Nigel succeed at it. So you know the
Oh,
route.
fuck yes. Intensity, okay. Plus 2. And then plus 1d6. Unless it already wins, in which case.
It's enough. Yep, you
Yeah, fuck it.
follow Nigel up, a couple of paces behind him, so you don't collide accidentally in case he struggles. No problem. You both boost your way up back into the entranceway. Serge, you exit the ramp just to see these two up in that corridor, which is cut off from you, and they begin exiting, I imagine.
I would like to attempt to also jump up, please.
Go ahead, make me the grit roll, please.
15.
15's enough. Yeah. You
Excellent.
also bound your way up out of this damp, dark base, and
Wait,
begin exiting.
is our grid not plus 3?
Maybe these two haven't leveled up.
Ah, that might be why.
What level are we supposed to be? 3?
3?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, you've been...
Oh, actually press 2. Actually press 2, but no.
Well, you succeed anyway, so it's fine. No worries. Yeah, you guys get up, exit the base, pound down the hallways that you came up in, up the ramps, out the main doors again, and onto the airfield.
Immediately take a left and head straight east.
No problem. You take a left and head straight east into the forest and begin moving. I assume
Yep.
you two follow.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Oh, of course.
No problem.
Getting out
You
of here
guys-
ASAP.
Can one of you roll me some sort of survival or movement check to make your way back through this forest as quickly as possible towards the staging area?
I have survival.
Whoever's
As do
leading.
I.
Whoever's leading. Just one, do for all of you.
Do you want to go for it, Gav? You were ahead of me.
How much survival do you have?
2.
Nah, me too.
Oh. You go for it because
Okay, I'll
you
go for
roll.
it, yeah.
You roll better than I do.
He says.
You fucking cunt.
Amazing.
You fucking cunt.
I can't do it while you're watching, man. Okay, I can't do it when you're watching.
Gav,
Yeah.
you bring them to the point in the river that you spotted previously as the best point to cross, the easiest crossing with a box. And you plod into the river and you wade yourself through, no problem, and get to the other side. We have Nigel and Sergey over after you. And as Nigel and Sergey enter the river and begin to move across, you spot something from upstream, from where the outpost was. And as you turn, you see the large, almost turbines, large waterfall that was the base shift and begin to give way as it collapses and the river bursts through, unleashing this large deluge flooding the river down in front of it.
Oh no.
Sergey,
You can't blame me for that, fellas.
Nigel,
Mhm.
can you make me a mech piloting check to
Can
ensure you're not
certainly
washed away by this
try.
river? Nigel, can you give me a negative d6 in that? As you're carrying
I
the box.
Since I rolled a nat 20, can I assist him?
It'd be 11 for me then.
Certainly, I'll let you assist Sergey. Reroll that, Nigel, without the minus d6.
Ah, okay.
As Sergey's assisting you.
14.
14, with Sergey's assistance, I'm going to say that's enough.
Just you start
Um,
slipping. I grab the back of the box and heave it up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both heave yourself out of this river. mech's getting completely soaked in this river water. Sergey, you see it start seeping through your cockpit as cracks in the armor have formed from the damage you've taken. But you do exit the other side onto the north bank and continue heading towards your staging position.
Straight to home.
Yeah.
You guys
fuck.
encounter no further obstacles, and as you exit the trees, no longer nuked, leaving the wasteland that Sergey created behind, you enter the staging area again. You see Gav's mech already on the transponder pad, just sort of powered down and waiting in standby mode as Dougal is still unconscious inside. What would you guys like to do?
Tap on that fucking pad and signal Horatio to teleport us out.
Agreed.
What's
No
up, big
problem.
boy? We're good to go.
You guys step on the pad, punch in the code to activate the transponder, and within seconds, you're surrounded by this blue light, and boom, you blink out of existence. And then the camera pans out to a satellite watching the location. You can see the nuclear blast from orbit, taking out part of the station. This river water rushing down this large delta, this delusion itself into the river, washing away villages below it. And then from
Villages.
The
Were
bottom-
there people here?
this is much further down the river. This is like a large pan out of like the continent almost. You can see like the whole
Oh, but
of
wait,
the Nuke
but
West.
like people
can see
actually
the-
live on this planet?
This is a holiday planet.
What?
Oh, I
Whoa!
was not aware of that.
Rutro Raggy! I was also not aware of this.
This is like a tropical holiday planet.
Ooh.
Horatio did mention that in the first briefing.
Not listening. That's fine.
Actually,
As-
the same.
This deluge
that's
of
the
river
character.
water begins to hit the sea and wash away entire communities and hotels.
Ha.
And from the bottom right, we see a small shining light, small flash almost, making its way towards the point. And then it implodes. And then this massive explosion is seen, wiping the facility clean from the map,
No witnesses.
decimating the tropical forest around it. And then we cut back to you. Your mechs land with a clunk. You're in this large black corridor. You see to the side there are 6 mech stations, like large alcoves with cranes, catways and walkways where you place your mech for repair and recovery. There's various tools and equipment scattered around them. Large mechadendrite arms that can be used to detach large armor plating very easily.
Mm-hmm.
The room glows with the incandescent lights of a spaceship.
Ah.
Bing, 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 bing. Your transponder goes off inside your mech. It is Mr. Horatio Borax.
Mm-hmm.
Do you answer?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
You answer, and you're all sort of dragged into this conference call within your own mechs. You can see each other sort of like
Group call.
lining across this Horatio. Sergey?
Hello.
Sergey?
The fight music's still
I'm-
happening.
I'm pretty sure about, 14 hours ago, I asked you, please don't detonate any of the nukes in the mech. Did I say specifically that if you detonate any of the nukes in the mech, I will be in a lot of trouble and not really be able to get you anymore? Did I say that? Maybe I did. Maybe I neglected that part in my in-depth ecological briefing that we went over for like 20 minutes, Sergey. Were you not listening?
In my defense,
In your defense, Sergey? Go on, let's hear it. This ought to be interesting. Let's hear it. Don't worry that I have all the feeds from your mechs. I've satellite imaging of the planet, the whole mission that went down. Let's hear what you have to say, Sergey. Because surely it'll be different from what I heard. Go on, let's hear it. Come on, let me hear this one. I can't wait to explain this to whoever my fucking manager is next.
in my defense, I was about to get blown up.
Gav's laughing in character, by the way.
Ooh. Sergey, I don't know how to describe this to you. You planted that bomb before you were in any immediate danger.
But it did
You
not.
didn't plan to deploy a mech.
But it didn't blow up until then.
That doesn't matter, Sergey. Anyway. It's okay. You've recovered a packet. The cargo crate? Yes, you have it.
What that?
It's intact.
As he says that, I just like set it on the ground with a loud funk.
Ah, perfect. Slide it through into that conveyor into the next room there for me, please.
I do
You
so.
see on the wall you're facing, there's a large set of double doors. The glass in them seems to lead into the cryogenic chamber ahead. And on one side there's a large wooden door with a conveyor belt that obviously spare parts and all would come through and be transported around the ship.
Yeah,
As you
yeah.
set it on, it whirs into life and the box is whisked out of the room. It's okay. Well, that was the container we were looking for. I assume you successfully identified it as the artifact?
No, because you told us we couldn't look inside the box.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
They did
So it has
look.
to
They did look to be using it
Did you not
for something.
Did you not gain any records from Yarosov about what container it was? You're sure they had it marked somehow.
They seemed to be very interested in it when they were fighting them. We did also come up against some unusual resistance. It looked like there was a play that was going down with another corporation.
You mean the Marrakeshis?
Da.
Yeah, I told you about them before you made Planetfall, I'm sure. I warned you that there were rival corporations also interested in this artifact.
Da, but now you know which one it is.
But yes, we always knew it was them.
Oh, thanks for telling us.
I did!
He did.
Okay.
Did he?
Sergey, do you know
He
what?
did.
He just mutes you.
Amazing.
You don't get to talk anymore, Sergey. So,
A Yaroshov Lancer pilot essentially gave his life trying to get this container away from us, so I think it's fair to say it's this one.
And give it he did.
I can see your reasoning there. Okay. Okay.
As I'm sure you saw in our mech feeds that you were watching the whole time.
Yep, I just wondered in case you did anything else, but I suppose that's a good enough reason to suggest that one. No problem. Okay, we'll go. Yep, sounds
If
good.
it's not the right box, blame the whole fuck up on Sergey.
If it's not the right box, I don't think I'll be here to blame anybody. So let's hope it is. Unmute you, Sergey. Okay. So you've returned with 5 working mech.
Mine's in like a pristine condition here. Well, except for the nuclear blast damage, but
I've got 3 health.
Jesus Christ.
Mine is broken and my other one is also destroyed. Remember?
Oh yes. He's counting Galen's in this as well. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Yeah, mine's broken. My other one is also broken.
two mechs down. So okay, and you just blew up the reactor in one of them, destroyed that one, and then also destroying your order the blast. Okay, that's gonna be a tough. Okay, right. Okay, okay, right. Whew, right. Okay. Well, anyway, let's get the ship out of orbit. Park your mechs at the opposing station. You see the station's gate. The perspective. It's okay.
Up into the number that I am, I can't remember what one it was.
I think it was like 3 or something. But you can make it up.
I'll go to number
It
6.
says 3.
So the rec room will be prepared with the usual refreshments for your post mission. Come down. If you wish to tinker with your mechs at all, don't tamper with it, Sergey. If you're free to do so, the repair girls will come through and make sure it's working as operational as possible. And I'll go see how I can spin this to corporate that you weren't a massive fuck up.
If
Anything
there's-
else, gentlemen? Yes, Sergey.
We went up against two 2 flights of lancers, and we came out with complete success.
It's okay. You went up against 6.
I killed more than 6.
In his
killed a-
defense,
I killed a
No
lot more
witnesses
than
either.
6.
no witnesses.
While you're not wrong,
What a terrible mining accident it was.
you also just
On this resort planet.
Okay. Okay. That's alright. That's alright. Anything else to add, Sergey?
No, I think I've made my point clear. Ah.
Yeah, clear as mud, Sergey. Clear as mud. Enjoy your refreshments, gentlemen. I will contact you again soon. Boop. And he cuts off. Go.
I dock my mech.
Dock your mech. Leave. The floor lighting sort of illuminates the way towards a smaller door set in the side of this room, which you imagine leads back into the main room, the meeting room, and the rec room, where you usually meet with Horatio and take whatever meals he decides to provide you for your reward.
Yep. Pop in there, eat some food. Quick bite to eat.
Mhm.
Pour myself a glass of whiskey.
Mhm.
Down that. And then look at the other two. I presume Dougal's just been taking a med bay or something.
Yeah, Dougal's
look at these
extracted
two.
from his mech via robotic arm, and fucking you just see him
Uh,
wheeled out in a crane arm,
Mm-hmm.
just dumped somewhere.
I just nod at each of them in turn and say, see you on the next assignment. And then I head back to the cryo chambers.
Very good. Gav, Sergey, what would you like to?
I'm going to be fixing up my mech, please.
Okay, no problem.
Before you do that, Sergey, one more thing. And he just gives him a haymaker in the nose.
I collapse because I've been fucked up already from radiation, so I don't know if I can survive anything more than that.
Oh yeah, I get like a fucking dose of Rataway or some shit.
Yeah,
before
you go to the medical room and there's a robotic medical bot there. It goes, you have been
Not,
dosed with
not
radiation.
not for
You
him.
have moderate radioactive poisoning.
Yeah, it just fucking gives you an injection of some blue glowing liquid. It's like,
Yeah.
please rest for the next
You
37
have
days.
been giving a
Easy.
Powerade enema.
So yeah, you
Yep.
walk up, Gav, you fucking just smash Sergey across the face, and he passes out on the floor of the maintenance bay.
Pull him towards the fucking cryopod.
Yeah,
And
fair enough.
just push him inside. And with,
Yep.
with that, I say, before you blow us all up again.
Yeah,
Before
you
going back
cryo
to the rec
pod
room and
Sergey
just before just having a bunch to eat,
across
pour
the
myself a
room.
drink, and then making my way there myself.
Sounds
Yes.
good. Sounds good. And then, after you all enter your cryo sleep, forced or unforced, we pan out of the ship as it turns in orbit and jumps to warp, vanishing out of the system with a trail of engine glow. And then we pan back and out and out. And then we cut.
Something stuff.
And then the screen reopens.
That's
Oh.
And before you is arrayed a vast plethora of people in suits and dresses. A large monitor is arrayed on one of the walls of this large conference room with multiple rows of desks and chairs leading up and around it. Long desks, each with members sitting at it. And on the wall you see the symbol of the Third Union. A man takes the stage and begins his oration, but you don't really hear it over the hustle and bustle and the noise around of people talking in the crowd. And we zoom in on one conversation between a large man in a suit, heavily muscled, no tattoos, but a long flowing beard of a approximate age, late 60s, but still well at himself, obviously. And he leans over, This young, slight woman, black hair tied back in a ponytail, and large glasses on. Who's, what would we do about this Juanita? I fear that they are getting too big for their boots. We must take decisive action. The union must act. Very well. If the payment is correct, of course, the union members will do much to aid in whatever way we can. Of course, we need someone to pin the blame on, shall we say. Some spark to ignite this scheme against them. Because, believe me, from my last center readings, we have a very nice holiday plan to do just that. And the screen fades to black as we zoom out of these two continuing to talk, whisper to each other in this crowd as the meeting continues to drone on about some sort of aggregation policy in a far-flung outer rim. And that's
There
it.
we have it. Spot on.
Wow.
Thank you, boys, for playing. I hope you enjoyed the session.
Thank
It was a
you.
lot more combat heavy the session it was.
It was nice. That's my first time actually fighting with a lancer.
I hope it
Yes.
wasn't
Same.
too drawn out.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
good.
it's fine.
Any recommendations about next
Was it-
time? Feel free to let me know about how I was running.
Can you make my rolls better somehow? I mean, aside from
I wish I could. Everybody rolled
Uh.
very poorly that second combat, so it took a bit longer than I expected.
yeah.
To be
That's
honest,
fine.
you know something, Reese. I'm surprised you haven't twigged on already. If you want good luck, you just have to, rub Sean's belly.
That is true.
This is true. This is true.
Amidst a dwindling resource now, look at him.
I know,
That's
swear to fucking
very
Christ.
true.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna fucking
getting rough.
stop the recording.